Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to a rematch of the ages. The third time these two teams have met each other here in this semi-state final. Welcome here on YSN Live, your sports network. We got Warren JFK versus Newark Catholic, and it's Dom O'Brien with DJ Yoakley. DJ, how are you feeling tonight, brother?
Feeling great, dude. It doesn't get much better than this. You've got four teams from the Valley representing, two already in the state championship, and two waiting to punch their ticket. One of them looking to do so here, right now, right here in Orrville, Smucker Country, with Warren JFK, and we're looking forward to it.
Winner plays either Lima or New Bremen. That match is also going on tonight. We'll try to stay updated with that. But back in 2020, Warren JFK won 20-13. In 2021, Newark Catholic won 14-7. Who's going to win this one? We'll have to wait and see. 153 miles separate these two schools, but it looks like one of the best rivalries in Division VII football.
Yeah, you said 153 miles separate them, but these guys feel like it's as close as can be. It's like looking in the mirror. I mean, you got two Catholic schools doing battle here, a lot of state championships between these two, and a lot of pride. And we know that JFK, every time you wear that K on the side of your helmet, you're ready to go.
And they're going to get up with the national anthem here with a minute 30 left on the clock until the beginning of this game. And with that, the crowd roars, and we have football time here.
Yeah, and you look at it, I mean, if your heart's still working from after last week,
Woo.
I don't think any of us can take, our tickers can take another one of what we saw last week. We're all excited. We're all ready to go. And you want to join the third party of our group here? Mike Ackelson down on the sideline once again with Warren JFK. Mike.
Hey, guys, I'll tell you what. You look at Warren JFK, they are very focused on this game. A little bit of revenge, I think, is definitely on their mind, and they want to make this 2 out of 3 against North Catholic. And I'll tell you what, North Catholic, when you look at what they've done throughout the playoffs, they've only given up 19 points. So if you're JFK, getting on the board early is solely to your advantage.
Well, their first two matchups in the playoffs, they won 49-0 and 35-0. Then they gave up 7 points against Waterford and 12 against River. So the match coming up here for Newark Catholic and Warren JFK, a little bit, some would say, on the tougher side for Warren JFK.
You look down at the field, JFK going to be kicking the ball off. And wearing their all blues, Newark Catholic in the green helmets, white jerseys, and green bottoms.
Saroj Sheth to kick off here. And fun fact about Saroj, I was down in the Eastwood Mall down in Niles, and I ran into him at the mall. And he was talking about, he said he's excited for this game, and he's excited for another state championship opportunity. And he's ready to go here alongside his fellow Eagles. 12 minutes on the clock. Saroj Sheth to kick this off. Over to the green wave, as this will be received on the 21-yard line by Newark Catholic. And that right there was number 8, Grant Moore, one of the standout receivers for the Green Wave.
Yeah, and what you saw right there on the kickoff is Moore is a shifty, can run through tackles, no problem, and he brings it up to, where are they going to mark him here? Just short of the 40-yard line. They got 2 different spots going right now. They're going to have to converge and figure out who's the right one.
They're going to give it on the 38-yard line. Players to look out for on this Green Wave offense. Of course, you got the quarterback, Miller Hutchinson, Grant Moore, and Cooper Fink, who all attributed to scores in the last outing for them a week ago. First down and 10. 5 seconds off the clock, sending a man in motion. That one is Cooper McKenna. As Hutchinson hands the ball off, but we got a flag flying in the middle of the air. Might be a false start.
Yeah, they're going to kill this right away. Typically when they kill the play, it's trying to make sure nobody gets hurt and there's no advancements and further penalties. So legal procedure, false start, and that's going to back the Green Wave up 5 yards right off the jump.
So now they'll be set down on the 33-yard line. 5-yard penalty there, make it first down and 15.
We saw this a little bit last night in our games. Penalties were a big problem for both sides.
Right.
And it's the side that can maintain composure through it that's going to be able to come out with a win.
Hutchinson, the lone man back, 2 receivers to the left, 3 to the right. Hutchinson trying to send the pass, and it is broken up on the play by guess who to make the first play off the defensive start? Ambrose Hozo, one of the greatest defensive players we've seen so far this year, and especially on the Eagles side.
The fireman coming. Every time there's a play to be made on defense, Hozo is the guy to do it. And he starts things off the way he left off last game against Danville.
So Ambrose Hozo, he was named All-Trumbull County Team Small School Division Defensive Player of the Year. As now the ball is snapped and again handed off, but this is eaten up by Michael Bartow and Caleb Hadley. Those two have combined on many tackles in the past, and they combine on another one here.
The big boys on the D-line are really, really taking advantage, and I don't think these guys know what to do about it. When you look at Newark Catholic, they're trying to kind of impose their will. JFK having none of it. We were down on the sidelines, and we said, maybe JFK a little bit too confident in last game, and they look focused going into this one.
That was Nico Richards on the carry, but he only amassed a -1 yard. 11:17 on the clock, 3rd down and 16. 2 receivers to the right, Richardson looking and Hutchinson looking, and this will be caught past the first down marker on the opposing 47-yard line. What a great grab from Grant Moore.
And that's big because Newark Catholic now with playing way behind the sticks. It was 3rd and long, and they're able to convert and get into JFK territory. They turn the momentum right back to the Green Wave.
21-yard gain there off of the pass, as that was a great pass to set them up for first down and 10 on the opposing 46.
If you've got a team behind the sticks, you got to take advantage of those. And I know Coach Pro is probably down on the sideline shaking his head a little bit. Uncharacteristic.
They send a motion. The man in motion again, 2 receivers on the right, 1 to the left. They hand it off to their back, and he's going to try to drive through the defensive line, but gets swallowed, by the Eagles defense. On the run there was Mason Hackett.
Yeah, a couple yards on the gain, kind of hum-ha if you're listening at home, but Newark is keeping things balanced, and they're not afraid to throw the ball. You saw that on that 3rd down play and sling it around the yard a little bit, and now they're trying to get kind of JFK on their heels.
2nd down and 8, 10:18 left to go here in the first quarter. And they've done pretty good on defensive side for running the ball, but passing the ball, that remains to be seen. They have 2 on the right and 2 on the left. Hutchinson, again, back to pass. He sends a pass. This is almost picked off in the air. It was deflected by Caleb Hadley, and it was up for grabs, but nobody could come down with it.
Rossi turned around just a little bit late. He didn't know what happened. Hit him right in the chest plate, it looked like, and falls to the turf.
A little tip drill action right there. 3rd down and 8 with 10:01 stop clock, as Caleb Hadley got his hands on that one, but nobody was able to bring it down on the offensive or defensive side. I believe that pass was intended over to Grant Moore, the 6'1", 175 receiver, who had 4 receptions for 61 yards last game. 3rd down and 8. 1 back to the right of Hutchinson as he takes a snap. He rolls out, tries to send a pass, and it's received on by Cooper Fink, and he will be brought down at the 40-yard line, very short to the first down marker, which is marked at the 37.
And that kind of tip of the cap to Mike Ackelson, because he said these guys probably watched the Danville tape, and they probably watched another tape that They saw the screen take advantage, and Newark tries a screen right there, and JFK snuffs it out. So it'll be 4th and 3?
They're going to call it 3 yards. 4th and 3 and 9:30 remaining on the clock. They're going to go for it here. Hutchison has one man to his right as there's 2 receivers on the left and right. Hutchison waiting for the snap. He might call a hard count, but he also is going to take the snap here, throws with the right hand, and completes it on the 35-yard line. And no, they're going to mark it incomplete. Wow.
That was a big hit, and it looked to be and was Antonio Smith.
Oh, man, he plays offense and defense aggressively. And, wow, what a play there. Mike, what'd you see on the sideline?
Antonio Smith just read that play the whole way, made perfect timing as he goes in and makes the hit. And just like that, JFK comes up with a stop when they needed it. Defense gets off the field. Now it's the O's turn to take it over.
Little bend but don't break defense there for JFK. Gives up 1 first down. Now take over for their first offensive possession.
It was almost a great play there, but now you got Hadley. And I believe that's Easton to the right side as he sends Rossi in motion, and he gives it to Rossi. But now it's a little trickery from Smith to Hadley, looking for a deep, wide open Marcus Kimura, but it's incomplete, and the flag flies. 2 of them fly. A little bit of underthrown ball there.
And I think they might get they're definitely going to get pass interference. They could get unsportsmanlike too because he absolutely took out the intended receiver.
Well, Marcus Kimura, he had a big play last game, and he was taken out, and it will be pass interference.
And I don't know if Hadley was going through his progressions or he was having trouble kind of corralling the football and getting a grip on it, but his receiver down the seam was wide open.
So Marcus Kimura, like you mentioned, you don't know if he had trouble trying to get handle of the football. It is a little bit cold out here, still around the same temperature as it was last week. But now you got 1st down and 10 on the 45-yard line, 9:08 remaining here in the first quarter. Hadley, the lone man, back, and now sending Hozo from right to left. 2 receivers on either side. Hadley going to keep it himself for a QB keep, and he's going to take it forward for about 3 yards.
And it's interesting, John, because you start thinking about the chess match that is high school football and all the misdirections that we saw last week against Danville, and everybody from Newark's probably watching that and saying, okay, they just run misdirection, and then you start out with a trick play, and that was their shot, and luckily they got, 15 yards out of it. Now they got 1st and halfway to go, 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 on the 41-yard line. Hadley, again, the lone man back with 3 receivers to his right. Hozo in a slot spot. That is Rivera, as Hadley rolling right, running right, trying to send a pass across his body over to Rossi. He completes it, and it gets down on the 28-yard line. Good completion for Rossi, his first catch of the evening.
Okay, so there's a lot of people on that far sideline saying that Hadley was past the line. Here's the key, though. You only have to have a toe still back. Your whole body can be in front. Oh,
but they call it an illegal forward pass, and that one gets called back. I thought that he was on the line of scrimmage from our angle.
His foot was behind the line, clear as day from up here at least, and that's a frustrating call for JFK because that's all you need to have.
Well, they're going to mark him 2nd down and 10. Now they're back on the 45-yard line.
3rd and 10. It's a loss of down.
Loss of down, so 3rd down and 10, 8:25 to go. So loss of 4. They're going to start the clock. They send a man in motion. This is Smith. They give to Smith, trying to break through the line for his first rush as he tries to power forward, but is brought down on the 41-yard line.
Yeah, that's a conservative call on 3rd and 10, and it brings 4th and 5. And it looks like they are going to go
Well, Hadley is still on the field here. They mark him down for a 4-yard gain, so it's 4th and 6, and they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Shocker.
4th and 6. I mean, hey, it's Coach Perlogo. What would you expect? They put Abram Rivera out of the game, so it's Hadley and now Rossi on the right side, Smith on the left side, and Hozo right next to the right tackle. Hadley waiting for the snap, the lone man back. He takes it. Looking for somebody. There's a flag that flies in the air, and it might be false start, and they're going to call it false start. And that changes things.
Yeah, that's going to bring on the punt team without a shadow of a doubt, and that's the smart play here. And that's a little frustrating if you're the Kennedy offense. We talked about penalties, when Newark had the football, and you cannot shoot yourself in the foot. When you get opportunities like that, you've got to be able to capitalize.
And now that's going to walk on Fred Bolchek. So this drive consisted, they were on the 40, the 45, the 41, the 45, the 41, and now the 46. So Freddie Bolchek, who's averaged 41 yards punting this year, is going to send it off. And he gets it away, a high spiraling kick, a nice one, a little bit of a line drive. It's taken at the 18-yard line, and the returner is brought down onto the 29-yard line. And now here's the second possession for the Green Wave.
And it's a big possession. I mean, it's a 0-0 ball game, Dom, and you don't want to make the first mistake because you don't want to give the other team that crucial momentum and play kind of behind the chains a little bit, even though quite figuratively and literally we're playing behind the chains to start this game on both sides of the ball.
Well, Noe's really got it going. Penalties have been affluent over the course of the game so far. Already 3 penalties here, and we have 7:16 remaining in the first quarter. So Hutchinson with a man to his right. Here to snap on the 30-yard line. First down and 10. They hand it off over to the back, and it's swallowed up by a flock of Eagles. Nowhere to go there for the back. And first one there, Abram Rivera.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what they're looking for here. Excuse me, if they're trying to set up something for later down the road. We got an injured player, so let's take a timeout. How about that?
We're going to take a timeout here. Injured Green Wave player here. We'll be right back with 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens. On air, online, Wednesday afternoon weather update,
very dangerous,
and on the 21 News social media platforms. 21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
Coca's Pizza, your high school football headquarters. Come to pregame with half-off select appetizers in our dining room starting at 5 p.m. Also want to stay for the game? We'll be playing it live. That's Coca's Pizza. We serve it hot.
Injured player there was Connor Wright, and he was able to walk off on his own. No real issue there, and thank goodness he's okay. So under 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter, second down and the same distance on the 30-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. They like to stack those receivers so far, and Hutchinson, the lone man back. Hutchinson waiting for the snap. He takes it, rolls back. He's being pressured by 4 men, and it's thrown incomplete. Almost having a chance there was Marcus Kimura for an interception, but it fell between his fingertips.
Yeah, they are really, really lucky not to have that ball turned over because that was thrown into a mass of blue jerseys on the left side of the field, Dom, and, just kind of, again, eluding the grasp of any of the Eagles on another down and just counting their lucky stars over on the Green Wave side of things.
Oh, those powerful linebackers back there, of course, leading it with Hozo and Hadley and even Thomas Bound playing a little bit farther back, but still in a linebacker position. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and a running back on Hutchinson's left side. They send a man in motion. As the ball is taken, Hutchinson back to pass, looking for a deep shot once again, and it's going to be incomplete. No flags on the play. What a play from Marcus Kimura covering Grant Moore.
And Kimura did a great job, waited to the last moment, got that arm wrapped around ever so slightly, and smacked it away. And I know this is going to be a little bit of brutal to the Ohio State fans, but it's exactly what Michigan did in the end zone.
Oh, man,
when Ohio State was going in.
That was quite the game for Michigan fans, for
It
sure.
sure was. It was a great, this is what you want. I know Ohio State wants to win every game, but
right.
You want a competition.
Right. So they're going to punt this one away. Mason Hackett doing a little rugby-style kick because this is high and hard. And now it's muffed by Hozo. He gets it back, but he's driven out at the 17-yard line. Really tough play there for Warren JFK, but a great play for Joe Stanley, able to make it a significant loss for Kennedy.
Yeah, Ambrose is going to second-guess himself there because he kind of going Willie Mays over the shoulder and probably should have let that one just go right by him and rolled the dice. And maybe it gets inside the 20, maybe it doesn't, but that could have been a heck of a lot more serious than it is. And luckily he's, I would say, football aware, given his DNA.
Right. Well, that was a heck of a, don't snub on the punt. Mason Hackett with an insane punt, now descended on the on the Kennedy's own 18-yard line, 6:24 on the clock here in the first quarter. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Hadley alone as Hadley actually going to hand it off to Easton. This is his first carry of the night, as Easton will be breaking a tackle but be driven back, and his forward progress will be marked on the 21-yard line.
And that's a big spot. I mean, Easton gets through, and usually when you get through, you're looking for the secondary and you're licking your chops because you can just drop that shoulder, and out of nowhere comes a linebacker and just pops Easton. 3-yard gain, though, so you got to take it.
Hey, you take what you can, inch by inch, foot by foot. 5:54 and counting here, 2nd down and 7. And Hadley again in shotgun formation, 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Hadley sending Smith in motion. They're going to give it to Smith as he winds around the edge, trying to look for some space as he does it with speed, but gets brought down on the line of scrimmage. He ran more vertical than horizontal.
Yeah.
About a 1-yard gain there.
Got to go the other way. So he was more horizontal than he was vertical on that one. So it's one of those things where we're trying to beat guys to the edge right now, and we're trying to kind of feel out the speed. We're still jabbing in that heavyweight fight we always talk about. Don't look for any huge splash plays.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is going to be, I predict, a low-scoring affair for sure, as it has been in the previous matchups. 5:06 and counting, 3rd down and 6. There was a 1-yard gain there from Smith as Hadley takes a snap and hands it off again. No, he keeps it himself, fakes it to Easton, rolling, looking, still looking, being pressured, and throws it out of bounds.
Smart play. There was absolutely nothing going on. That was a beautiful coverage by Newark, and Hadley did everything he could, bought probably 8 seconds of time, and finally did the smart thing and threw it out of bounds.
Well, Grant Moore, Kyle Langenbrunner, and Kelly Wendt were on the coverage there for Newark, and now they're going to send Grant Moore back to receive the punt again, and this is the 2nd punt for Warren JFK. Back-to-back 3 and outs for one on Newark's side and 1 on Warren JFK. 4:52 remaining here in the first quarter. 4th down and 6.
Let's see if they send the house here.
And they definitely will be, but Bolchek's going to take it off, and an end-over-end punt that goes and drops on the 46-yard line and rolls a hefty amount.
Wow.
And ends up on the 39. Mind you, that was on their own 46-yard line, and then it rolled all the way to the opposing 39.
Not a bad 20-yard roll.
And Mike, what do you got for us on that side? How about that 3 and out forced by Newark?
Well, here's the way you look at it. So far, it's a heavyweight fight. They're body blows. They're checking out the rib section. Nobody's thrown a haymaker yet. And a smart play by North Catholic on the first time JFK had it. That pass interference was only 15 yards instead of giving up a touchdown.
Yep.
Well, Newark snaps the ball, and they're going to hand it off to their back as now he breaks away. Mason Hackett looking for a lot of space to go, and he's pushed out by Marcus Kamora. That is a hefty gain, marked out on the 30, marking on the 33-yard line. Wow, what a run.
Yeah, Mike's talking about those body punches. That was a headshot from Newark, and they little misdirection, started out to the right, end up on the left side of the field, and now JFK going to have to stand tall with that Blue Storm defense.
28-yard run, longest play of the game so far. There from Mason Hackett, number 16. So you talked about big plays. Well, that's definitely one of them. Now they got 1st down and 10, 4:30 remaining here in the first quarter. Good play there from Newark to try to get an opposing field position as Hutchinson takes the ball and hands it off to, again, the same back, that being Hackett, and he's tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Good coverage there from Warren JFK.
And this is almost a benefit for Warren JFK because as they get closer and closer with their backs against the end zone, they get better and better on defense. They'll let you have from the 40 to the 40, but that is all you're going to get.
So after a great run from Hackett, he's held to no gain on that 1st down play. 2nd down now. And they're going to mark it a loss, so 2nd down and 11 on the 34. So they're going to send their man McKenna in motion. And ball is snapped to Hutchinson. He rolls left, being pressured by Easton, sends a pass over the hands of McKenna. Incomplete pass, 3rd down now.
And what great pressure by Easton. He shot through that offensive line like it was nothing. Like scissors through construction paper in kindergarten. Easton was just out of an absolute cannon and forced that throw into no man's land.
So 3rd down now. 3:45 on the clock, stop clock because of the incomplete pass. And we'll see what Newark's going to do here, but Warren JFK having a great time on this side of the ball. And even though Newark is on the opposing field position, they still haven't been able to get it farther than that 28-yard run. So now they got bunched backs behind Hutchinson as they send one in motion, and they're likely going to throw it to one. Hutchinson looking for a receiver, and it's knocked up by Caleb Hadley. What a reaching play there from him. 4th down.
Hadley looking like TJ Watt on that far side. He just keeps getting that paw up in the air and deflecting passes and really starting to irritate the Green Wave offense because that was a screen on both sides. They had a guy down here near our broadcast side and on the far side of the field where Hutchinson ended up going. I mean, that was a double screen.
Well, I thought they were going to look over to Mason Hackett. He was the one that was lowering down on the near side of us. They might try to go for it here on 4th down. 3:40 on the clock. They're still bunched up, and they will be going for it.
They're in no man's land here. Too far to kick it.
So Hutchinson, alone back, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. He drops back. He's being pressured, and he sends a pass down the right side, and he's got a wide-open receiver, but it goes out of bounds. Incomplete. Eagles get the ball on their own 34-yard line.
And that was a beautiful route by Joe Stanley. But Hutchinson just let him too far out of bounds, and that is a sophomore mistake. And he's running down that sideline all by his lonesome. Leave it short, if anything. Do not lead him too far.
Well, Hutchinson had a wide-open Stanley there, and he beat whoever was covering him there. I believe it was Marcus Kamora, but it led him about 3 yards out of bounds. And now with 3:33 remaining on the clock, Warren JFK is going to get their offense back out there and try to have a better possession than they have last time, where it was a 3-and-out. So on their own 33, they got, of course, on that side, Braylon Dyson down low. They haven't targeted him yet. Hadley under center with 2 backs behind him, as that's Easton and Hozo, and they give it to Easton. Easton looking for a space. He breaks through a hole and gets down on the 38-yard line. So not a bad gain there. A good setup play that'll bring him 5 yards down and 5 yards to go.
Yeah, when you talk about Thomas Easton, you talk about great field vision. You talk about great football IQ. This young man can squeeze through a water hose if you let him. I mean, it's just an opportunity waiting to happen for him to bust one wide open.
So they say on the scoreboard, 2nd down and 4, although it looks like 2nd down and 5, but 3:01 and counting on the clock as they supposedly need 4 yards to go here. Hadley under center. He takes the snap and hands it off to Smith. Smith trying to break through a hole and has a lot of space. Yes. He's running away from a whole Green Wave all the way down to the field. Touchdown, Warren JFK, 62 yards.
62 yards indeed. And you want to talk about being shot out of a cannon. My goodness, Smith. It was like a laser beam.
He broke through so many possible tackles with just his pure speed. And there was flames behind him as he outrun the entire Green Wave, not able to swallow him. Mike, what a run there from Smith.
What a cutback move he made just as he got into the second level. That's what opened it up for him. That cutback move, and it was just all daylight from there, and he outraced everybody.
So 62 yards. Sarosh Sheth with the extra point as he knocks that one through. 7-0. Warren JFK, 2:45 on the clock here in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this one.
Reliability. Innovation. Scale. These 3 values are those we look forward to in our business and in our team. If you're ready for a reliable employer who looks constantly to think outside the box in big ways, we're ready for you. Apply now. Help us push the envelope and deliver success. Envelope 1. Take that one extra step.
You know, I pride myself on not being a typical car salesman. People close their own deals in my desk. I don't ask them, anything other than if they like the car, if they like me, you know what I'm saying? If it makes sense, let's do it. If not, no harm, no foul. I'm born and raised on the West Side, so I love being able to help all the people that I grew up with. I'm Bobby Bashera, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you.
Antonio Smith breaks away for a 62-yard touchdown run on a 63-yard drive. It was only 2 plays, and they were able to get it done. 2:45 remaining on the clock here in the first quarter as Saroj Sheth will be ready to kick it away. But what a run from Antonio Smith.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second after the kickoff.
So Sheth kicking this one off, and it's received at the 23-yard line by the returner as he drops down over on the 39-yard line.
So we talked about the offense, and I looked at you and I said, don't expect too many splash plays. That was just intended to get a first down, and they just absolutely, by the time the DBs saw Smith, all they saw was the stick on the back of his uniform.
Mike,
That was a
down on the
headshot.
sideline?
That was an absolute headshot, DJ. They wobbled him.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think that's the best way to describe it right there. Antonio Smith has not had too many big plays there during this postseason, but he did it when it mattered most. Now we got first down and 10 with 2:39 on the clock. Green Wave's time to respond here. They send a man in motion, being McKenna, as now this is given to the back, and it is nearly swallowed up on the line, and it is swallowed up on the line. About a 2-yard gain there for the Green Wave.
And this is where you think the Green Wave might be in a little bit of trouble because you got a sophomore quarterback, not a whole ton of experience, but you don't want to necessarily put the game in his hands until you have to. You know what I mean?
Yes. So now on the 43-yard line, after a 3-yard run, it's going to be second down and 7 to go. That was a run again from Mason Hackett. That feature back as Hutchins is going to send a pass, and it's complete over to a man. But it is blown up by Thomas Vallon. Oh, my goodness. It's still a catch, and they're going to mark him first down. But Thomas Vallon laid the brick on him.
That's my hero, my hometown hero. And that was a boom.
Oh, my goodness. And the pass was completed to Owen Helms. I don't know how he hung on to that ball.
And he gets a first down from it.
Oh, my goodness. Mike, what'd you see on that side?
That was an absolute kick. Holy cow. That reminded me of Ryan Clark, Ed Reed, somebody who just came in and lowered the boom. Great play there by Vallon.
Well, likely an even better play to hang on to the ball was Owen Helms, able to get his first catch in the night. A great play, but it makes it first down on the 49-yard line as this is a handoff to Hackett, and Hackett's being backed up behind the line. Again, a great play, this time from Patrick Vallant.
Rivera able to break through the defense, got the first hand on the ball carrier, but just couldn't hold on. You could hear me exhale because I thought Rivera had him all tangled up.
Well, Rivera put the pressure on, and Vallon finished the job, and now they're down on the 47.5-yard line, 1:08 and counting to go here.
How about these linebackers?
Oof.
These guys are showing up.
Showing up when it needs to matter most. Second down and 13, under a minute to go here in the first quarter. 3 to the left, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right, and again, Hutchinson, the lone man back. Hutchinson back the pass, and he sends a pass over in there, and it is caught. A great catch there from Langenbrunner, able to get a few yards there, now making it third down and a little ways to go.
Yeah, when you talk about Hutchinson, you talk about a good quarterback, great future ahead of him, but he's got some great receivers that help him out in times of need, one being right there.
So after I believe a 4-yard loss, they get set up now for a 2-yard gain. Or excuse me, not a 2-yard gain. They have third down and 6. So 20 seconds and counting. They're going to try to get their last offensive snap here. Third down and 6. Hutchinson waiting the snap, and he gets it. Back to pass. Hutchinson looking for a receiver. He sends it in the flat, but it looked to be a backwards pass, but it goes out of bounds.
It was. It was a backward pass. Yeah, it was a backwards pass, and that is going to move the chains back towards 44.
Are they going to call it out of it? No, it's actually going to be called a lateral, so it'll be backed up onto the 44-yard line, and that means miles for Warren JFK with 5 seconds to go.
Yeah, and I was just going to say it. You'll get the ball back with the start of the second quarter. They'll flip the field, do all that, the ceremony.
A 9-yard loss on that one because of the backwards pass. And now back to punt again. will be again Hackett, as this is
No,
received by Hozo, and Hozo taps it up to himself again. That's the second time, and Hozo's going to be dragged out of bounds at the 7-yard line. A little bit of an aggressive tackle there, but he's brought down and no altercation has happened. And that's how the first quarter ends. So Hozo, after a punt bounces over him, he grabs it, touches it with one hand. That's considered a live ball. And my goodness, what a way for that to end. So 7-0, Warren JFK. We'll be right back after this one.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Mill Creek Metro Parks is your park for all seasons. Make a memory in the park. Plan your visit today at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Shop Sheely's, home for the holidays event, November 21st through December 3rd, and take 7% off your furniture, appliance, and accessory purchase from vendors like Frigidaire, Heckman, Intercon, Flexio, and more when you make a donation to Angels for Animals. And make the holidays merry and bright with 12-month special financing. And the best gift of all, free local delivery. Shop in store November 21st through December 3rd for even more special savings on these limited quantity items. Sheely's, the best things in life happen at home.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun. It all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
So the lone score from Antonio Smith makes it a 7-0 ball game here at the top of the second quarter. Warren JFK up. And besides that powerful run from Smith, he only has 67 yards rushing as Hadley's back to pass, looks for a wide open receiver, but it's just over the fingertips again of Donovan Solero McCoy, his first target of the night.
And that was one of those shocking starts to a drive. We saw the trick play, the flea flicker, reverse, all that stuff to start the game, and they're going to show off Hadley's arm a little bit tonight, it looks like.
Oh, Donovan Solero McCoy is walking over to the sideline, but he has great speed on that side. And he was able to separate himself widely from that cornerback / safety position.
Yeah, he's got that second gear for sure, and he dropped it, and just Hadley's arm ridiculously strong. I mean, that was a 50-yard BB.
So Hadley under center, Easton in the backfield, 2nd down and 10 with 11:54 on the clock as this is a handoff to Easton as he runs around the edge trying to cut back through the defenders and gets down on the 11 or 12-yard line. They'll mark it the 11.
Good job by Rossi out there leading for the blocking, and Easton tried to cut back in and get the green wave kind of over chasing that play and just got caught up, tangled up, and brought down.
So they're going to mark him down on the 12-yard line. And it should be 3rd down and 5, but they'll mark it 3rd down and 6. It's not a full yard. 11:19 and counting on the clock. Hadley again under center. This time Smith in the backfield other than Easton. Hadley waiting. He hands it off over to Smith. And Smith going to try to cut back and go down the sideline, and he will be out of bounds at the 17-yard line. He will not get the first down, I do not believe.
Yeah,
no, they will give it the first down.
He had plenty. He had that nice bounce to the outside and able to turn on the Jets, and they knocked him out of bounds. And nice job. Smith is really showing me something here tonight.
He's having a great 7-yard rush there, able to pick up the first down. It looked like he was out of bounds further than that, but he's able to pick up the first down after he walked down the tightrope we call that sideline. And a great run again from Smith. He's having a great momentum night so far. On the 19-yard line, Smith again behind and getting it. Smith cutting back, trying to look for some open space as he tries to stiff arm a man and gets brought out of bounds at around the 25-yard line. So not a bad setup run there, picking up 6.
Another misdirection. Smith able to capitalize and gets about halfway home, maybe a little bit over halfway home for that first down. And I think he might be a candidate for a 100-yard game here in the first half.
Well, it definitely helps if you have a 62-yard rushing touchdown to your name.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
A little bit. 10:57 now on the clock, stop clock on the 25-yard line. Hadley under center. Behind him is Rivera and then Smith. And it looked like two defensive players would jump there, but now they toss it over to Smith, trying to look for some open space. He tries to cut back, but cuts through, and that's only a 3-yard gain, but that's the best 3-yard gain I've seen all night.
I mean, it was either a 3-yard loss or a 3-yard gain, and Smith just puts the brakes on, like he just got his rotors checked at Midas, and just races right up. So we got 3rd and short, and Smith comes out of the game.
So they mark him down on the 23-yard line after that one. So maybe they'll mark it a 4-yard gain, but now, again.
Hadley, Rossi's a quarterback now.
So Rossi, they like to intertwine both of them, as Rossi under center going to give it to Hadley, and Hadley's going to break away and get tripped up and dives forward for the first down on the 38-yard line. Wow.
That's Hozo.
And it's Hozo, so they're going to give it to Hozo. I thought they gave it to Hadley, but Hozo with the first down.
Hadley was the dot in the eye for the power eye for JFK, and they gave it to Hozo, the up back, and man, did he just bull his way through, and like a bull in the china shop, moves the chains.
Able to pick up the first down there now on the 37-yard line, as that's Hozo's biggest play tonight, really, for 9:47 and counting, as again, from Rossi, they give it to Hadley this time, and Hadley will dive forward for a little bit of a gain. Now they'll mark him down on the 40-yard line, gain of 3 there.
And what you might, well, I guess they won't notice at home because you can't see it, but what we're trying to explain is these JFK backs are all falling forward. They're all leaning forward. That's what any good running back does, because it's going to get you a good extra yard, maybe even 2 yards sometimes.
Second down and 7, 9:19 remaining here in the second quarter. The clock counts down. Play clock not really a factor here tonight. They haven't really had to rush their snap, as now Rossi again under center, and they like to intertwine Rossi and Hadley in that position at quarterback. As Rossi again going to take it and give it over this time to Hozo, as Hozo tries to dive forward for a big gain. He might get the first down.
He's got it.
What a powerful run from Hozo. This entire running back offense for Warren JFK has been nothing but powerful.
And you talk about, trying to slow down a monster. All right, you got to stop Smith. Now you got to stop Hozo. You also have to stop Easton. Oh, by the way, here's Hadley and everybody else. I mean, Rossi's in there. He can run the ball. Rivera. I mean, you're talking about a 6-7 back stable for JFK on a roster that they have 30 guys.
Whether it's pure speed or pure strength, they got it all. First down and 10 as Rossi hands it again to Hadley, as he again leans forward, like we mentioned before, on the opposing 49-yard line for a gain of 4.
Mike, you have to be impressed down there with seeing all the leaning that they're doing forward, these running backs.
The backs are doing exactly what they need to, but they're getting all the hole and spaces they need. Those 5 guys up front are getting a great push for the JFK offensive line.
Well, those 5 guys, Michael Bartow and Pat Vallon, one of them, is now this is handed off to Hozo as he tries to cut through and knife through that green wave, but stopping them there, it's about a 2 to 3 yard gain there, and they'll mark him down on the 46, give it 3.
And you got Thomas Vallon down there trying to block out anybody in case a back pops through. Wait to see if they get him involved here. They're kind of lulling Newark to sleep right now.
You got to tire him out on that run defense. 3rd down and 3, 7:37 and counting on the clock. On the 46. As again, Rossi under center, and behind him, he got Rivera, Hozo, and I believe Easton, as they give it to Easton. Easton cutting around the edge, but he's going to be swallowed up way behind the line by a slew of Green Wave players. And a tough play there for Easton. He couldn't cut around the edge.
Yeah, that is going to be a big loss. I'm not a big fan of pitches because they take so long to develop. And Easton, by the time he tried to get that lateral space, had nowhere to go vertically up the field.
So they'll mark him back at the original line of scrimmage on their own 47-yard line. And Bolchek's going to punt it out again. 6:53 and counting on the clock.
This is just going to turn into a game of field position. That's all it is.
7-yard loss on that one from Easton. Not his favorite play of the night for sure, as now Freddie Bolchek almost had that block, but he gets it off anyway, and it drops between the returner, but he gets it back. As now being stiff-armed, oh my goodness, was Marcus Kamara, as now this returner, I believe Bobby Franks will run around the edge, and actually it's going to be Grant Moore. So Grant Moore with a great stiff arm and runs down the sideline all the way to the 39.
Moore has such good body control, and obviously he's got some upper body strength with that stiff arm, but Moore is able, just these jukes, like you're playing Madden, you're playing a video game. He's able to juke left, juke right, stay balanced, stay in control, and keep the ball in his possession, which is the most important part.
6:29 on the clock here in the second quarter, and they're on their own 39. So the Green Wave got to try to get something moving here, but the Eagles defense standing strong as they send a man in motion and they give it again over towards their main back, Hackett. And Hackett stopped right at the line of scrimmage, nowhere to go there.
Another great job by that defensive front. And they're not going to get a whole lot of pub, but they're getting all the moves here.
So that was Michael Hess on the carry, one of his few carries tonight. As they give him a yard there, they'll mark him on the 40-yard line.
Really impressed. I mean, just feels like two different teams from that last week to this week. I don't know that Danville was much better, if at all, than Newark. But JFK standing strong. Must have been a good week of practice.
2nd down and 9. Back to pass is Hutchinson. Hutchinson looking for a receiver, but the pressure was there, and that was way over the receiver. Good pressure being forced there again. I believe that was number 60 on the play, Trevon Hall, an unspoken hero.
And the fans over for Newark say they want a pass interference, but that ball was way uncatchable. Like, wasn't even close. Probably about 10 to 15 feet over the head of the intended receiver. Easton got up, and before he even laid a hand on the receiver, that ball was
I was the closest guy to that ball. I could have caught it. I'm sorry. I was an offensive line.
You got one job down there, Ackelson.
3rd down and 9. 5:44 to go here. As again, Hutchinson back to pass, looking for his receiver. He's got one, and it's going to be caught close to the first down marker. Will they get it?
I don't think so. That's going to be short.
And it was Moore on the catch, and they're going to mark it. They might need a measurement here. They're going to mark him short. They might try to measure it, but it's down on the 48.5-yard line.
4th and 1.
Very close. They're definitely going to go for it here if you're the Green Wave.
Yeah, they were trying to give him some forward progress, but you have to have the ball in possession before they can give you forward progress.
He didn't have it. It was a 9-yard catch, now on the 48.5-yard line.
This is big. Power I for the Green Wave.
Hutchinson under center. As they might try QB. No, they're going to give it to the up back. And it's going to be, is he just stopped? Is he just stopped? Will they give it to him? They mark his forward progress.
He doesn't have it.
He will not have it. And
no chance.
Don't believe so. They're still
no chance.
Conversating.
Yep, there's no shot he got that.
It was very close, just right on the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be Eagles ball, officially made. What a stop from Warren JFK. I'll tell you what, that's one of the hardest things to do on defense is stop them when they have just not even a yard to go. And the Eagles did it, and now they get the ball on the opposing 48-yard line. Mike, how about that one?
Give credit to the D-line. They made the penetration, but Rossi came in on a blitz late, and that's what blew that whole play up. And like you said, that is a very hard play to stop. This is twice now in the last 2 weeks I've seen a team stop on less than a yard on 4th down.
It's funny you say that, Mike, because I was just going to say they got there late. So if it was a quarterback sneak, they probably would have got the first down, but they went to the up back instead and able to catch that blitz right at the right time.
Well, 1st down and 10. Hadley sending Rossi in motion from right to left, and it fakes it to Rossi, gives it to Smith, being patient, trying to cut around the edge and use his speed. He gets a block from Rossi, cuts around the left edge, and goes out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
Hey, Mike, you remember those when you're at the grocery store and you put a quarter in the machine and you turn it and there's a bouncy ball that you get? That's what Smith looks like right now. He's bouncing all over the room.
He does. What's that other game they play on in Price is Right? Plinko. It looks like a Plinko chip. He's just waiting for the right hole for it to go, and then you get the big prize.
I wish I had some sound effects right now for the Price is Right.
Oh, man, we would have loved that here. But now on the 43-yard line, 2nd down and 5 here. As now ball is snapped. Hadley going to hand it off to Smith, but Smith going to be dragging forward. He leans his body forward to pick up almost the 1st down, gets marked down on the 40. It looked like he was going to be marked before the line of scrimmage and then spun his way in there.
Listen, I hope he gave 2 coupons to the Carney for the tilt-a-whirl because he just went for a little bit of a spin. into the spin cycle, ends up somehow getting yards on it. And now you've got a, 3rd and 2, so 3rd and short as JFK makes some substitutions as Provit's going to come out.
So they'll give it a 4-yard rush there. And now 3rd down and 2 to go. 4 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Great offensive pressure here from Warren JFK as Hadley sends Rossi in motion again. This same play, this give it over to Smith as he tries to knife through the defense and get a first down and more. And he dives forward onto the 34-yard line, picking up the first down and 4 more yards.
Wow, the offensive line is alive tonight. They are just pushing and pushing and pushing. They know where they're at. They know what the next step is. It's Canton. It's right down the road, and it's an opportunity again for JFK to leave their legacy. When you talk to these seniors, that's all they want to do, but they are not just talking about it, they are proving it tonight. Pat Valent leading the way.
3:30, 3:30, as if you're around from Warren, area code over there remaining on the clock. Hadley.
That's our entire area, not just Warren.
Hey, I know, but it's that area. Easton getting the ball here as he's drugged down onto the 34-yard line, and there's not really much he got there.
I like Hadley here. I really do. I think this is a great, he's got the whole near side down here as we look at the field. Maybe a little misdirection to the left. Hadley takes it to the right with 2nd down and 10 here.
Well, Noah Elser moved back over to the sideline. He was in for that play. So 2nd down and 8. As now again on the 34, 0-yard run from Easton. As now Hadley takes the snap back to pass. He hasn't had a great passing game, and now he keeps it himself, trying to ride forward. There's a flag on the ground as he gets tackled on the 29-yard line. We'll see what the call is here.
Yeah, that's going to come back. That's going to come back. Hadley had a little bit of a lane open up because of the hold.
Right.
He took off. I still like Hadley here. You see that they're accounting for everybody on the field except 11.
So they will clarify it was a hold on Warren JFK. And they were marked down on the 34. Now they're going to be marked all the way back to the opposing 44-yard line, so a 10-yard loss on that penalty.
So now you're behind the sticks. It's 2nd and 20. Clock rolling at 2:30.
Well, they've been eating up this possession so far, but they got to get going here. They have 20 yards to go. Hadley, again, in shotgun formation as Easton tries to set up a block, but he's driven down. Hadley moving to the right side, trying to look for an open receiver. He's got no one as he's going to take it himself, stiff arm a man, and be out of bounds on the 35-yard line. And not a bad run from Caleb Hadley there.
Yeah, and I think they got to incorporate more of that into the offense right here, especially with 2:14 and 3rd. Where are they going to go? 3rd and 9 or so. So a couple things to think about, Dom. So clock is at 2:14. This is 4-down territory now.
Absolutely.
Get the clock started, and then if you don't get it on 3rd down, that's fine. You still have 4th down to work with, but you're also killing the clock because you're going to get the ball back at halftime. If you score, you can only be the one that scores between now and the next 2 minutes, 14 seconds.
2 receivers on the left side of the line. Hadley, the load man, back. Hadley taking it, rolling to his left. No real pressure here, but one breaks through. Hadley trying to look for somebody as he's taken down way behind the line. Hadley had nowhere to go as trekking behind him was Theodore Talbot, and he was able to get the sack there. Wow, what a play there from the Green Wave defense.
And you know what? A lot of people are going to sit there and say, oh, why did he do that? Can't take the sack there. Listen, takes the sack. The clock keeps rolling. For some reason, Newark is not calling a timeout. I have no idea why they're not taking a timeout right now and giving themselves some time.
1:37 and counting on the clock, talking about that one, as Fred Bolchek is back to punt, and again, Moore back to receive. As they're letting this clock wind down, I'm not really sure what their plan is. They have 3 timeouts on either side. They're waiting to snap this ball to the very end, and they got it off with 1 second remaining on the play clock, and Bolchek going to drop this one down onto the 20, and it actually rolls backwards and ends up on the 23-yard line.
So now $1.15 to work with, Dom. And again, you could have been looking at $1.45, $1.50, and you got a full complement of timeouts. Yeah, that's great, but you lost 30 seconds on that.
Well, 8 plays, and it might not have amounted to much for Warren JFK, but the only thing it really amounted towards is taking up that time on the clock, like we've talked about so far. And now they're on their own 23-yard line, them being Newark, and now there's a timeout called by Warren JFK with the clock stopped at 1:15. So we're going to take a quick break here during this timeout, and we'll be right back for the last minute and 15 in this half. And we'll be right back with that after this half as Hutchinson, takes the pass, takes the ball, and it's going to be incomplete. He sent a pass on the near sideline to where we are located over to Joe Stanley, and Joe Stanley could not hang on the ball, for there was a couple Eagles there on the coverage, Easton, and I believe that was Kamora on the play. So able to knock that ball loose, makes it 2nd down and 10. 1:10 to go here in this half. So 1:10 on the 23-yard line. Play clock winding down. Have a lot of time here to snap it as Hutchinson drops back to pass, looking for, again, another open receiver. And it's going to be caught again by Fink, and it's out of bounds right on the opposing 46-yard line.
Yeah, perfect back shoulder pass to Fink. That was on a dime, and it changes the momentum immensely here for the Green Wave.
What a great play. As now that moved them all the way towards the 46-yard line. 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining on the clock. Stop clock. Defense has got to get on top of the ball here. They're looking like they're rushing as Hutchinson again drops back to pass, being pressured. He sends another pass, and this is complete. And they're going to call him incomplete.
Yeah.
Out of bounds. It was intended again for Stanley, and Stanley thought he got 2 feet in, but
he only needs 1. I mean, Joe Stanley did a nice job of keeping his body balance there, but he just caught the ball out of bounds, pure and simple. Great job by the JFK defense, pushing him out.
Both feet were out of bounds.
Thank you for the clarification, Mike. Much appreciated. But that pass on the previous sequence was 32 yards. Over again to Fink. So now they have 2nd down and 10 here, 56 seconds to go. Hutchinson back to pass, looking for something. He's got a wide open area to run, but he doesn't. He throws a pass, and it is incomplete. It was out of bounds. It was caught, but just pushed out of bounds. Again, another great defensive play here for Warren JFK.
Yeah, same idea, just on the other side of the field, maybe thinking that the other official would mark him inbounds, but no such luck. And it's, 48.9 seconds left, and you got a 3rd and 10. So
on the 45, 48.9 like you mentioned, DJ. As now the Green Wave about to break the huddle and try to figure out something here on 3rd down. They've connected with some of their passes, but have come to no avail, for no points have been put on the board from them. Hutchinson back to pass. Being pressured, Hutchinson shooting for the middle, and it is going to be incomplete. It hit the turf first, and that will bring up 4th down, intended for Stanley again. And Stanley's been having some rough luck here tonight.
Yeah, and they're selling it. You know, if I was maybe a regular person that didn't know it so well, I'd probably buy it, but the officials, give them a lot of credit. They are right on things here this evening.
Well, Stanley dove for the catch on that one. And I believe the ball just hit the turf before Stanley was able to get his arms underneath. And that'll bring up 4th down and 10 with 42.5 to go. And they're going to send out their punting unit. 3 incomplete passes in a row, as now they punt it away. So they punt away from the opposing 45, as now this is a rugby-style kick again. A great kick.
Just let it go.
And Hackett letting it drop all the way down. Hozo ran away from the ball, as for the past couple times he got a hand on and had to rush to complete possession of the ball, and it's down on their own 6-yard line. So not much here. They have 28 seconds left to go in this second quarter. And you don't really expect a 94-yard house call, but you never know what can happen in high school football.
I think you probably just give the old handoff ski, and you take the football at the half.
So, Mike, we're going to bring it to you real quick. What are your thoughts over the course of this first half of football? You mentioned blow by blow, but what do you think?
It's been a prize, big heavyweight title bout is the way to look at it. Each team's traded some blows. Each one survived a couple headshots. JFK so far has the best shot in the game with the touchdown run. And right now, this has been everything I expected. A low-scoring game. The defenses have been outstanding.
Well, Hadley takes it and hands it off. And that was over to Hozo as Hozo gets drugged down about, give him a 3-yard gain there. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7. Clock winding down from 15 seconds, and they might let this clock wind down.
That's going to do it. Unless Newark walks off the field and JFK snaps it. That's it.
That'll be officially the last play of the first half. So far, it's been a heavyweight fight. Like we mentioned, all game long, 7-0. Mike, final thoughts.
All right, I got Coach Berlogo with me. First half, this is like a heavyweight title match. You guys are just trading blows.
There's no doubt. We got to do a better job in our coverage. We got to shore that up a little bit in the pass game. And our rush lanes, we got to stay in those and not let him be able to escape. Offensively, we got to get on track and be able to put together a drive. We're moving the ball. We're just not finishing.
All right, we'll let you go, Coach. We'll see you back for the second half.
Thank you.
There you have it. Coach knows what they got to do coming out in the second half. Defense just shore up a little bit on the pass coverage. And offensively, I think the big thing for them is to limit the penalties that they've had, because that has killed some drives for them.
Well, thank you, Mike. Much appreciated. We got 20 minutes until the second half. We'll get some stats for you before that half begins. After this break, we'll be right back here on YSN Live, your sports network.
We know when it comes to insurance, you have so many choices. But if you're looking for someone who lives in your community, someone who cheers for your community, and someone who works for your community like you're part of our family, well then please let us introduce ourselves. Hi, we're Heiner Insurance. How can we help?
You're here to be part of something bigger, to make things happen. For you, college is about knowledge being shared and learning experiences that aren't limited to the classroom. On campus, you want to matter. It's about engaging every day, building relationships with students, with mentors, with the community, in the heart of a reinvented city. We are that something bigger. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
Hi, this is Ryan Miller of WRS Insurance Solutions and proud South Range alum.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a proud local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 on the web at wrsinsurancesolutions.com or visit us at our South Avenue office in Boardman to learn more.
Good luck, Raiders.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com or find us on Facebook.
Now is the time to think about your future, where you want to go, what you want to be. Your future can start now at Kent State Salem or Kent State East Liverpool. We have programs that will open doors and provide opportunities for you to pursue your passion. We are affordable, we are close. You call it hometown, we call it Kent State University. Learn more at www.kent.edu/Columbiana. You belong here.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our family's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers. From sales to financing and even service, we'll help build your perfect vehicle
and lock in your trade value
while your vehicle is being built.
No worries.
We guarantee financing,
regardless of your situation or credit history.
No worries. And when your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Hi, this is Zell Bush.
Hi, this is Tom Flynn. Hi, this is Steve Rossetto.
Hi, this is Ryan Miller.
Hi, this is Rich Sakui from WRS Wealth Advisors.
With our combined 80 years of experience,
WRS Wealth Advisors are the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services.
Or visit WRSwealth.com.
Go Raiders.
Go Dogs.
Go Cats. Go Dogs. Go Tigers.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com or find us on Facebook.
My guy keeps it 100, 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall, Mill Creek Metro Parks is your park for all seasons. Make a memory in the park. Plan your visit today at millcreekmetroparks.org.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our family's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
But now you can see every school, to the smallest school, to the intermediate schools, to the schools in the outlying areas. It gives you coverage that you could just never get to before. It's something that's great to experience, and it's opened up a whole new wave of sports viewership. The possibilities are endless here at YSN. Push the envelope every day. Try something new. If it works, great. If it doesn't, well, let's try another angle, and we just keep moving forward. My name is Mike Ackelson, and my sports network is your sports network.
Reliability, innovation, scale. These 3 values are those we look forward to in our business and in our team. If you're ready for a reliable employer who looks constantly to think outside the box in big ways, we're ready for you. Apply now. Help us push the envelope and deliver success. Envelope 1. Take that one extra step. We are Kent State in the Valley. Start and finish one of more than 25 bachelor's or associate degree programs, or start one of Kent State's 280 majors. With low tuition, public, and plenty of scholarship opportunities, we will help you maximize your education and minimize student debt. Enjoy the benefits of a smaller campus with all the opportunities of a large university. Save money, stay close to home. Apply today by visiting kent.edu/Trumbull.
How lucky are we to have not one, but 2 18-hole Donald Ross Championship golf courses right here in our backyards. Mill Creek Golf Course was selected by Golf Week as one of America's 30 best municipal courses, continuing to challenge golfers of all levels and featuring golf instruction by PGA professionals, a state-of-the-art practice range, a PGA of America recognized pro shop, kids programs, and a relaxing grill room for a memorable golf experience. For more information or to schedule a tee time, visit millcreekmetroparks.org.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers.
When your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting, where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education, and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists, located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun, it all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Now is the time to think about your future, where you want to go, what you want to be. Your future can start now at Kent State Salem or Kent State East Liverpool. We have programs that will open doors and provide opportunities for you to pursue your passion. We are affordable. We are close. You call it hometown. We call it Kent State University. Learn more at www.kent.edu/Columbiana. You belong here.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
Jimmy Sutton here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and two of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
It means the world to me to know that what we're doing is impacting people. And whether it's simply, I got to watch my son or daughter when I was out of town, or we just love watching YSN. We love what you do for our son or daughter. So whenever someone says thank you or someone is appreciative of what we're doing, it tells me everyone at YSN is doing what we initially set out to do, which is shine a light on these athletes and help them kind of promote themselves. My name is Anthony Hartwig, and my sports network is your sports network.
Shop Sheely's, home for the holidays event, November 21st through December 3rd, and take 7% off your furniture, appliance, and accessory purchase from vendors like Frigidaire, Heckman, Intercon, Flexsteel, and more when you make a donation to Angels for Animals. And make the holidays merry and bright with 12-month special financing. And the best gift of all, free local delivery. Shop in store November 21st through December 3rd for even more special savings on these limited quantity items. Sheely's, the best things in life happen at home.
Fall is in the air. The kids are back to school, crowds are cheering for the home team, and Myers Family Insurance is prepped for another crazy Medicare season. Every year there's changes, some big, some small, so it's important to have a conversation to make sure your plan is going to meet your expectations for the coming year. Give our team a call today to schedule your annual review.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance or visit us on the web. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com.
We believe expectations are made to be exceeded. At the new Toyota of Warren, it's about more than just getting a great deal. It's about service you can count on and a friendship you can trust. Year after year, we've done what we do best. We've gone the extra mile so you could too. Because we know it's just not about buying a new car. It's the start of a new adventure. Toyota of Warren, driven by you.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens. On air, online, Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
And on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers. From sales to financing and even service, we'll help build your perfect vehicle.
And lock in your trade value
while your vehicle is being built.
No worries.
We guarantee financing.
Regardless of your situation or credit history.
No worries. And when your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the four words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Welcome back here. Home in the Red Riders, but in this case is a state semifinal action between Warren JFK and Newark Catholic, 7-0 in a slobber knocker of sorts, as it's barely been any points scored besides the 62-yard touchdown run from Antonio Smith. And what are your thoughts on today's game? Is it everything that you expected?
Yeah, and a little bit more. I mean, you said there was barely any points. There's no more points other than that. That's it. That's the touchdown and the extra point. That's all she wrote. But JFK gets the ball first. I think, as I told Mike Ackelson as he came up here to thaw out, I think that it's a race to 21 at this point. I think the first team to get to 21 walks away and goes to Canton.
They're playing a little catch-21 over here. Lima playing New Bremen. Whoever wins that will face off over in Canton. And that game is being played about 70 miles away from where we are over in Avon. So best of luck to those two teams. They've both had a great season, and one of those two players will play one of these two teams. A couple stats here tonight for both sides of the ball, starting with Warren JFK. Caleb Hadley hasn't completed a pass tonight, but has rushed for 22 yards. So it's been very methodical, low scoring, low yardage, low everything. And then Antonio Smith with 104 yards rushing tonight with help of that 62-yard rushing touchdown. And then followed by Thomas Easton with only about a net gain of 2 yards over the course of today. And Warren JFK, besides that big run, they're struggling on that side.
Yeah, here's the issue for JFK right now is it looked like towards the end of the half that Newark was figuring things out. And, one of those situations where now you had 20 minutes to get in, gather yourself, figure out where the weakness is on the other side. Now, JFK has the same opportunity, but we saw that one haymaker that Mike talks about, the heavyweight fight. You could tell in that interview with Mike and Coach Prologo, Coach isn't happy right now.
No.
He's not happy. He's not content with this because he thinks that they left things out on the field. They left some opportunities out on that field. And I don't know if Mike's around there. If he is, he can tell us a little bit more about what he thinks JFK left out on the field. No Mike.
No, we'll get to Mike in a little bit, but we'll also talk about Newark Catholic side where, Hutchinson has been 6 for 19 tonight and for 46 yards. So he's completed a couple passes here and there, but not able to complete as many as he would like. His main receivers being Grant Moore with 30 yards and then Cooper Fink with 37 yards. So not really too much from them, and they haven't gotten a score in, but like you mentioned, they're starting to figure a few things out here and there.
Yeah, when you look at what each team has left, it's a one-score ball game. I mean, it might as well. I mean, if you're a JFK fan, you're happy it's not 0-0, but it might as well be because you have an opportunity here. If you're Newark Catholic to get right back in this game, you just need a nice stop here. But if you're JFK, you have an opportunity to double up the score and really take this game by the horns.
Also on the run game is Mason Hackett, who's returned a few punts back for a few yards here and there, but he has a net of 27 yards rushing tonight. And with under a minute to go until the beginning of the third quarter, we'll see what the keys of the game are on Mike's side if we're able to get him connected here.
He's connected. He's not. We can't hear him. There's no audio right now. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Sorry, Mikey. We'll try to get that cleared up.
We'll get it cleared for you soon. But, of course, a couple of keys that I would think would help on both sides of the ball, whether you're a Kennedy or a Newark fan, is you got to keep doing what you're doing. But Warren JFK, they've been rushing the ball. They haven't been able to rush as much as they would have liked. They run the ball so much, but they haven't gotten as many yards as they would have liked. And then Newark Catholic's side of the ball, they've been passing, but again, only completed 6 passes and haven't gotten what they would have liked. They have been in the other side of the other side of the field, but came to no avail. Newark Catholic, it goes as a pattern. Turnover on downs, punt, turnover on downs, punt, turnover on downs, punt.
Well, that's not a good pattern.
No.
Any way you look at it. You'd like to put a score in there if you're somebody from the Green Wave, but obviously unable to do so. So,
and Mike, we got you. What do you got for us down there?
All right, so you guys can hear me now. And here's the biggest key, I think, coming into the second half. Both teams offensively have killed themselves with penalties when they had good drives going. So if you're JFK, eliminate that mistake and you can get something going. The running game has been dominant. Mix in a few passes here, and I think that could really open up things for them. As for the defense, I think if they can stop North Catholic from passing the ball, it really favors JFK. If you're North Catholic, when you flip it over to the other side, their defense has to come up with an answer because every time JFK runs the ball, the offensive line's getting a good push, but they're getting 2, 3, 4, 5 extra yards after contact, and that's just making it easy for them on second and third down because they're short. So if you're North Catholic, you got to clean some things up. If you're JFK, just take out the penalties, and I think you're in good position.
Yeah, we're still having some technical difficulties with Mike. We can hear him, but it sounds like there's a monster living inside of him.
Hey, it's not a game without a couple technical difficulties for sure. Newark's going to kick it off here from the 40-yard line, and Kennedy to receive, and this is a good one, as now this will be received by Easton around the 20-yard line. He tried to cut back around, and he's dragging a defender with him. A flag is thrown on the 30-yard line. We'll see what the call is here.
Yeah, this one is going to be up for grabs. I don't know if it came from the back judge, and it came from a long way away. And I think they're going to get JFK.
And it's a face mask on Newark.
Oh!
So it'll be a face mask. That'll give him a better field position for sure. But we talked about Newark Catholic's drive, and yeah, it will be confirmed for a face mask. So we talked about how Newark Catholic's drives have gone. Warren JFK, they haven't had the best resume other than a touchdown. They went punt, touchdown, punt, and that was the end of the half.
Hey, all you need is one better than the other guy to go to state championship. It's not going to be pretty here tonight, but all that matters is they get the dub.
They start from the 45. 8 seconds passed by on that return, and now Hadley in shotgun formation will be taking the snap. Hadley again faking the Smith. He sends a pass over to Rossi. His first completion of the night as Rossi's going to cut back and lean forward for a gain of about 3.
And I'll tell you what, that might be a setup for later on down the road, because Rossi would have, if he's a couple yards back, he can take that ball, turn, and fire it downfield. A little double pass would be nice right there.
Well, they haven't had a lot of screens over the course of the game today. You know, we talked a lot about how they like to hit their outlets on either side, but they haven't done that today.
Yeah.
So now they'll be on their own 47 or 48-yard line. 2nd down and 7, 11-12 and counting on the clock as the play clock counts down from 7. Hadley with Smith to his left side as Hadley takes a snap and fakes it to Smith as he dives forward and tries to gain a few more yards there, and not too many, but still gets, we'll give him about 5 on the play.
Yeah, heads-up play for Hadley right there, because really that's all they had to go with. They snuffed out, they took out the back. Hadley was going to take it himself on the RPO anyway, and gets a nice gain, makes it 3rd and manageable, and the clock is again running, and that's exactly what you want right now. You want this to be a fast-paced second half if you're JFK.
4-yard run from Hadley sets up 3rd down and 4, 10:32 and counting on the clock. Hadley again sending Rossi in motion as he takes the snap and hands it off to Smith, going down the left side, trying to cut around the edge to try to reach for the 1st down. He stiffs arms man, but doesn't even get past the line of scrimmage, and Smith will be knocked out of bounds at the 50-yard line.
And you know what? We talk about how he bounces outside, but the problem that I saw on that play was the bounce took a little bit of a back cut, about 3 or 4 yards. If he would have just went directly at the sticks, he might be able to move the chains, but took kind of a backdoor route and unable to get anything going this time around.
We got an update here. New Bremen leads Lima 22-21 in the 3rd quarter.
Ooh.
So that's going to be a close one on that side of the ball, or that side of the tournament. As Bolchek will go to punt it off, as this was a low snap, but he handles it anyway and sends a spiraling kick. And it's dropped down on the 19-yard line. A great punt from Bolchek.
Doesn't get much better than that. Pick that one up off the turf. Little drop ski and boots it away. Every time he kicks it, it looks like it's going to go about 10 yards further than it actually does.
Now, sometimes the wind could be a factor. It's not too windy here tonight, but, you know, could determine one of those punts. But again, that was nevertheless, it was a 31-yard punt.
The beauty of radio, right?
Yeah. Let's cause some wind.
We're in a windstorm.
On their own 19, Newark Catholic starts, and this is another handoff that will be given again to Hackett as Hackett gets a drop down near the line of scrimmage, about 2 yards give him there.
Again, I know you can't see it, but it's one of those situations that the Green Wave just setting something up for. You just have this feeling they're setting up a play for later on in this ball game with just these easy handoffs.
Well, you got to keep an eye out for Cooper Fink and Grant Moore. They've been trying to get open all game. They've gotten a few yards here and there, but you got to keep an eye out also on Joe Stanley. He hasn't had a catch tonight. He's trying his hardest. As 9 minutes to go, as this will be a fake handoff, a throw from Hutchinson is complete over to Moore as he's tackled at about the 20, give him the 25-yard line, gain of 4.
And we're talking about setting things up. If JFK, or I should say, let's reverse that. If Newark Catholic wants to run a play action right now, it's wide open. Absolutely wide open.
Well, they got to reach the 29-yard line for a 1st down, 8:31 and counting on the clock. 3rd down and 4 as they send 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Hutchinson with a back to his right hip. Hutchinson taking the low snap as he looks for a receiver, sends a pass, and it's complete over to Stanley. And Stanley's going to get the 1st down and reaches the 36-yard line.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Not a play action, but there's soft pockets that Danville was able to find last week are now starting to open up again for Newark Catholic. And again, JFK is biting on everything on the run right now. So if they sell out to the run and Newark Catholic goes play action, they're going to have guys all over the field wide open.
Now down on the 36, 7:56 and counting on the clock to go here in the 3rd. Hutchinson again sending a man in motion, this one being Cooper McKenna. As now it looked like it's going to be
it's false start on the far side
on the Green Wave.
It's going to be the wide receiver. I don't know what he was doing out there. He just started walking off the line.
Well, it looked like Hadley was going to bite on it too after that, but he was just reacting to somebody across the line making the move, and that backs them up about 5 yards onto the 31.
So that's good news for obviously JFK in that situation, but it also slows things down because Newark getting a little bit too comfortable back there.
7:35 and counting on the clock. First down and 15. Hutchinson with 2 backs near him, 1 behind him and 1 to his left, as now he hands it off to the 1 behind him. This one again is Hackett, and Hackett is being driven and driven and driven and driven back by Abram Rivera.
We talked about Rivera earlier. He's able to shoot the gaps like nothing, and this time he chases all the way to the sideline, and a great job by JFK of surrounding him.
So he's going to be grabbed and tackled right at the 23-yard line. A loss of 8 there.
Yeah.
So 8-yard loss, bringing up second down and 22. 6:50 and counting on the clock. Hutchinson again, sending a man in motion. Hutchinson drops back the pass, looking for a receiver, and he's going to try to get it. Is it almost pick? Oh, my goodness, that was close.
So I was just going to say, Hutchinson is doing a great job of throwing the ball, but he is locking on a receiver right after the snap, and every single time he's going after him. He's not looking off. He's not going through progressions. He's got one hot route, and he's going right to him.
Well, it was almost picked off again by Marcus Kamora, who's had a pretty good night tonight, all things considered. And now it's third down and 22 with 6:38 remaining on the clock. After that incomplete pass. They're trying to learn what they can from the half as they send a man in motion again. Hutchinson waiting and back to pass. Ball is snapped as now Hutchinson sends another pass, and it's picked. Oh, my goodness, no, dropped.
3 almost interceptions tonight for JFK.
Thomas Easton almost had that in his hands. And you want to talk about a good defensive play from an offensive player. That's it right there. And now fourth down. Mike, what do you think of that play? Holy moly.
Give credit to their wide receiver, because if he doesn't drill him in the back, that's definitely a pick. Should have had 2 on that series. Good defensive series for JFK to start the second half.
Ball is snapped, and the rugby punt is away. An end-over-end kick that lands on the 47-yard line and
Get
dropped down.
away, poison.
And again, Easton, this time the man back. Hozo was the man back previously for the past few attempts on the punt, but Easton now the man, and he lets that go back all the way to the 23-yard line. So, again, another great punt from Hackett as he sent a line drive down the field.
Yeah, you're just flipping fields. That's all it is. At this point, you're just flipping fields. If you can't score, get that ball as far back as you possibly can in your opponent's territory.
So it goes from one 23-yard line to the other 23-yard line, just like that.
Somebody's upset. We heard the rumble upstairs.
Oh, man. You know, I didn't know that there was a second floor to this place until I heard somebody stomping up there, and it scared the heck out of me. 6:18 on the clock. First down and 10, Hadley under center again. And you got to keep an eye out because it could be either Hadley or Rossi under center, what they like to do. As Hadley this time hands it off to Smith, trying to cut around the edge, but he is tackled immediately down, I think, around the line of scrimmage. And that was number 71 on the play, Braden Errett.
So more important than anything right now for JFK, you got about 6 minutes. In fact, right on the money, 6 minutes. You're just wanting to burn clock. You want to move this ball. Obviously, not what they wanted on necessarily first down there, a gain of 1, but it brings up 2nd and 9. Now you just want to keep this clock moving. Get a little bit of momentum. Get things a little bit tighter on the Newark sidelines.
As now again, Hadley moves back under center as Hozo and Smith are behind him. One receiver to the left. As Hadley fakes the handoff, he drops back to pass, looking for a deep receiver as he's got Rossi down the field, and he makes the catch at the 32-yard line. What a snare from Aiden Rossi.
Are you kidding me?
Woo!
11-7, and it's open up 24 hours a day.
Aiden Rossi with a fingertip grab. Mike, what did you think of that one?
That is an unbelievable catch again by Rossi as he puts the Eagles in prime position right at the 30-yard line. Wow, what a catch. And that's exactly what JFK needed. This sideline is now alive, and they've got the momentum.
And you look at the other side, guys, they are sucking wind.
Shocked. 46 yards down the field as Hadley again takes a snap and hands it off to Easton, cutting around the edge. But again, he breaks the tackle, almost got dragged down way behind the line of scrimmage, but he was able to go out of bounds with a 4-yard gain.
Forward, forward, forward. Right now, you stop bouncing it. Stop, just go forward.
So now they're down on the 27-yard line. 4:39 on the clock. But you got to highlight that play again from Rossi. He hasn't been able to complete it to Rossi all night. And then Rossi speeds away from a defender and grabs it with his fingertips.
He's there when it counts. He was there when it counted last week, and he's there when it counts tonight. Ross is the boss, no doubt about it.
27-yard line is where they stand. 4:18 and counting on the clock. Hadley looking back behind his three backs, Rivera, Hozo, and Easton. As now this is given to Hozo as he tries to bounce off of a tackler, but he gets dragged down near the line of scrimmage. And a little bit of collusion on the play as Michael Bartow was knocked over to Easton from a Green Wave defender.
Yeah, things are getting a little chippy down there. That's typically happens this time of year when there's so much on the line, a chance to go win a state championship. Your team's down by 7. Same thing can happen when you're down 35 too, believe it or not.
3:43 and counting on the clock as they huddle up here and try to figure out a play to gain these 6 yards. And it seems like you have to try to gain it here. But 3rd down and 6. It might be 4-down territory if you get deep enough down the field.
Yes, it is. You're inside the 30.
Hadley under center. He takes the snap and hands it off to Easton. Around the outside, Easton goes as he cuts back, but gets driven down on the 25-yard line. Not much there.
Okay, so brings up 4th down manageable. Hadley's going to come over and talk it over with the coaching staff. What I like here is a little play action, maybe an RPO with Hadley. 4th and they're going to say 6 still. Might be a naked. I mean, the naked bootleg would be wide open on this far side, which is Hadley's throwing hand, and it's also the wide open side. You're on the left hash, leaves the right hash wide open, and a naked boot. The Green Wave have been following everything that the running backs have, and they're going to take a timeout and talk about it.
So the play clock was winding down. They didn't have an opportunity to get anything off there. But 2:39 remaining on the clock here. JFK takes their first timeout of the second half. We'll be right back after this.
We believe expectations are made to be exceeded. At the new Toyota of Warren, it's about more than just getting a great deal. It's about service you can count on and a friendship you can trust. Year after year, we've done what we do best. We've gone the extra mile so you could too. Because we know it's just not about buying a new car. It's the start of a new adventure. Toyota of Warren, driven by you.
.239 to go here in Orville.
In the third quarter.
In the third quarter.
People are like, wait a minute.
I should have brought that up on that. Well, they got the graphic on the screen. This is
graphics aren't always right. We all know that.
Yeah, that's true. But 2:39 to go in the third quarter.
Attaboy.
7-0. 4th down and 5. They're going to go for it here. As the lineup goes, 3 receivers to the right. And now you got Easton to the right side of Hadley. Sends Rossi in motion. This common play is used a lot as they fake it. And Hadley trying to drive forward for a solid gain, but he has nowhere to go. And Hadley is stopped on the 24-yard line. Turnover on downs. And here's an opportunity for the Green Wave.
Yeah, I don't like that play call necessarily up the middle. I mean, you had Rossi going in front. You had a trailer on it on the defensive side. I would have much rather seen Hadley take a shot over, like I said, on the near side, closest to us in the press box. It gives him room. He runs well. He throws well on the run. And if it's covered, yeah, that's fine. If you don't get it, they covered it well. You tip your cap and you go on defense.
Now they start on the 23-yard line. 2:31 now to go in the third. As the Green Wave start their possession. And then the 6-play drive from the Eagles as Hutchinson faking, pump faking, sending a deep pass, trying to look for a wide open receiver, and he's got it down on the opposing 40-yard line. What a catch from Grant Moore.
There's that play action. We were talking about it. JFK bit. The corners had eyes in the backfield, and right down the right sideline, Moore wide open.
So they respond with a 37-yard pass, just like that. And now they start on the 40-yard line. 2:23 on the clock. Hutchinson first down and 10. Hutchinson back to pass. They keep this pass gate open, and now it's going to be broken up in the middle. They sent the pass, but a flag is thrown down on the 25-yard line. That pass was intended for Moore, as Moore's shaken up on the play.
And it's thrown by the far side official. There was an official that was probably 5 yards away that didn't throw anything, didn't say anything, and the far side official chucked the flag, and yeah.
And an official's timeout. They're going to say pass interference on the defense, and that'll bring up first down. Again, I think it would be called a 15-yard penalty, but there will be a timeout here.
Yeah, we're going to keep it right here because that player jumped right off. That the player was Bobby Franks. No, it was 1. I don't have a 1 on my roster. Do you?
No, I do not.
Number 8. Number 8.
Okay. Apologies.
Grant Moore. Thank you, Mike.
It was Grant Moore, but he was shaken up, and that would have been a huge loss for the Green Wave. But
oh, they've been trying to go to Grant Moore all night long, like Lionel Richie. And now 2:18 remaining on the clock in the third. First down and 10 from the 25.
He's got to sit out this play, so watch for a run. No, they go pass.
Ball is snapped. This is Hutchinson looking for a deep pass in the end zone, and it is incomplete, almost grabbed by Thomas Vallon for an interception in the end zone, but it was about, I would say, a foot away from his fingertips.
And that was an ill-advised pass by Miller Hutchinson because that was a wobbly duck into the end zone, and Vallon was the only person that could have made that play.
So Miller Hutchinson, who's had a pretty decent time so far in this third quarter, has now struggled on that one. So 2:12, second down, and 10 to go. As Hutchinson rolling left, looking for a receiver. Hutchinson throwing in the middle, and it is complete. Oh, no, incomplete. They're going to mark it incomplete. There is so many times where we've thought it's been complete, and it ends up incomplete.
And that's Thomas Vallon again coming behind, just like Mike talked about on that missed interception opportunity. Vallon comes from behind, wraps up from behind.
The sticks. Great play by Vallon. He just sticks his hand in there, knocks that ball loose as he prevents them from moving the sticks.
You got some sideline action over there for Warren JFK. Third down and 10, 2:05. Left on the clock in the third. Hutchinson waiting the snap with a man to his left side. Hutchinson back to pass as he sends a dart in the middle, and it is complete onto the 15-yard line, and that will get a first down. It actually marks down on the 14.
Yeah, it will.
Again, Moore. Who else but Moore? 11 yards on the reception.
JFK needs a stand here.
So they went to Moore almost every single time so far in this drive, and he gets 11 yards on that catch. On the 14-yard line, they stand. 1:47 and counting here in the third quarter. Hutchinson again taking the pass, being pressured, sends for the end zone, and it is caught in the end zone for a NEWARK Catholic touchdown. Green Wave gets their first score tonight. Oh, my goodness. They went to Moore every single time.
And wouldn't you? He was doing an excellent job downfield, working his way open, even in the slot. What a great job by NEWARK Catholic.
The Green Wave rushing on in for their first score of the game. 7-6, now pending the extra point, as that extra point is good. 7-all. 1:39 in the third. It just got interesting. We'll be right back after this one.
You're here to be part of something bigger, to make things happen. For you, college is about knowledge being shared and learning experiences that aren't limited to the classroom. On campus, you want to matter. It's about engaging every day, building relationships with students, with mentors, with the community, in the heart of a reinvented city. We are that something bigger. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
Well, it took Newark Catholic about 6 plays to get down the field and get their first score of the night. And, you know, that halftime discussion, that must have been huge because they were able to connect on almost every single pass. They only threw 2 incompletions from Hutchinson. And now this kickoff is going to be received at the 15 from Rossi as he cuts around and tries to dive forward for a first. He spins away. He cuts past a bunch of defenders, and he gets down on the 43-yard line. A good run back from Rossi. Wow.
That is exactly what JFK needed. They need a respond right here, and they get a big one right there. But let's go back to that last drive.
Right.
We talked about this. JFK says, hey, if you're going to win it, you're going to win it on the arm of a sophomore quarterback, and that's exactly what Hutchinson is doing right now. He's stepping up. Big-time players make big-time plays, and that young man, only a sophomore, what is that, 15, maybe 16 years old,
yep,
is delivering right now, and he is about 1 quarter away from a possibility of state championship.
1:31 on the clock. Miller Hutchinson listed 6'3", 160. So he's got the strength for it for sure. As now Rossi actually going to take it himself. And Rossi's going to try to drive forward for a first down and plenty of more, not a first down, close, but it's about a 6-yard gain. It looked like he was going to break for a little more after that second contact.
And I'm looking down on the sideline, and I'm trying to figure out, I mean, Antonio Smith was a big, big part of that first half, and I don't know that he's touched the ball here in the second half, has he?
I don't believe he has.
What does he have?
He had 1 rush today in this third quarter. He actually had 2, a negative 1-yard run and then a 1-yard run.
Huh.
So net 0. As now this is going to go to Smith right on cue. He tries to go forward through the line, and he gets down on the opposing 49-yard line, so very close to the first down, which is at the 47.
So now, I mean, if you're JFK, you're 3rd and 2 here. This is where you want to, I mean, I don't think you're in 4-down territory quite yet, especially the way that Newark Catholic moved that ball the last time around. But this is where the offensive line needs to set the tone.
21 seconds and counting here in the third. As Rossi sends a man in motion, this is Dyson, and Dyson's going to move around the edge and try to get a first down, and he does so. Dyson with his first touch of the ball tonight, and he gets down on the 44-yard line for a first down.
And that is a big-time play because it's a timing play. It's when Hadley claps, the ball comes through, the man in motion, they hand it off right on time, and the man got around the corner. That's going to do it for 3.
Winds down. We have 12 more minutes to go here in this ball game. 7-all here in Oroville. We'll be right back for the fourth quarter.
Shop Sheely's, home for the holidays event, November 21st through December 3rd, and take 7% off your furniture, appliance, and accessory purchase from vendors like Frigidaire, Heckman, Intercon, Flexio, and more when you make a donation to Angels for Animals. And make the holidays merry and bright with 12-month special financing. And the best gift of all, free local delivery. Shop in store November 21st through December 3rd for even more special savings on these limited quantity items. Sheely's, the best things in life happen at home.
We believe expectations are made to be exceeded. At the new Toyota of Warren, it's about more than just getting a great deal. It's about service you can count on and a friendship you can trust. Year after year, we've done what we do best. We've gone the extra mile so you could too. Because we know it's just not about buying a new car. It's the start of a new adventure. Toyota of Warren, driven by you.
Fresh 12 here on the clock in Oroville. 7-7. Newark Catholic had a touchdown pass, a 14-yard touchdown pass over to Grant Moore, who's had quite the third quarter. But now Warren JFK has to respond here as Rossi heads under center with Hadley to his right side.
Oh, no.
And it's either going to be offsides or a false start from Vallon. Both move forward. It all depends on who moved forward first. refs come together to try to discuss this. And we'll see what the call is.
False start.
And it's going to be a false start on the offense. So now that sets you up in a hole if you're Warren JFK with first down and 15.
Good job. I mean, coming out of that quote-unquote timeout, the break, and you go hard count to try to make things a little easier. And old Pat Valent got a little bit jumpy.
And they've been shooting themselves in the foot with false starts over the course of the postseason and regular season. And it happens there to start them off in the hole in the beginning of the fourth. First down and 15. Rossi again in shotgun as he's going to take it himself and drive up the lane and try to knife forward for about maybe 4 yards there on the carry. Maybe a little more.
And Rossi is looking at the official and asking him, can we get something, anything? Because these guys are being driven to the ground and then a little extra.
So a 7-yard run from 7. Now set them up with second down and 8. 11:32 and counting on the clock as they break the huddle and move forward to the line of scrimmage. Rossi again, alone.
Little wing T here.
This is a very tight formation as they now send Smith in motion. They fake it to Smith and Rossi running to the left side, trying to lean forward, but again, being driven back. Michael Hess lowering the shoulder, as does Rossi, but Michael Hess with the stronger play.
And Rossi is getting super frustrated right now because there's, again, some extracurriculars going on that you don't necessarily want to see.
Now 10:55 and counting on the clock, third down and 8. And this is going to be an interesting play call here, whatever it may be.
Yeah, because you got Rossi and Hadley over there listening to the play.
We'll see what they do. And like we mentioned, they've only connected to Dyson once, and it was on that end-around carry. But now, again, they got the same bunch formation as Rossi's, again, alone as they send, again, Smith in motion. But they give it to Smith as he's being bounced around, trying to cut back and knife through the line. But he gets down onto the 40-yard line, way short of the first down.
Okay, so now decision time. You got fourth down. You're kind of in no man's land. It's too far for a field goal. It's too close to punt it. I think I'd punt it.
We'll see what the call is here. They might the safest play here would be to punt it.
They better get on something. I mean, their clock's down to 15.
Play clock coming on down.
You don't want to waste a timeout here.
And they might take a timeout here.
10 seconds. Oh, no.
They do take a timeout here. They put down a lot of clock on that situation. So now they have one timeout remaining. 7-7, 9:49 remaining. So you either go for it here and potentially get it. If you don't, then you're going to get Newark Catholic with the ball back on either the 40-yard line or less or more.
So they're averaging about the 40-yard line, 35, 40-yard line anyway when they start their drive. So it's not a huge loss if you go turnover on downs. But the biggest thing is you've got to run routes and get something that is at least 6 yards. This is not the time that you want to be sitting here and trying to bounce things out to the side and hope you get a break. You've got to run a pass play here.
So on the 40-yard line, they wait. The green wave already on their side as the Eagles trot back over. Donovan Slayer-McCoy on the far left side as those receivers include Rossi and Dyson. On the other side, you got Smith and Hadley, the load man, back.
Yeah, you got Trips to the left, Solo to the right.
Hadley waiting for the snap. They're going to go for it here. Hadley rolling left, being pressured immediately. Trying to look for something. Sends a heave of a pass. Incomplete. And the Green Wave will get the ball back on their own 40-yard line. Pressure was coming from the outside from Theodore Talbot.
And Hadley got hit hard on that play. They just pulled him up back to his feet. And we've got another player down on the near sideline. It's an Eagle, it looks like. And here's the other frustrating part when you think about it, Dom, is and they're all going to take knees there because this might not be good.
Well, they're paying attention to that leg. It could either be a cramp or it could be something worse than that. So 9:43 on the clock. Hopefully it's nothing worse than a cramp.
So they rolled Hadley out on that last play to the left side, which makes you have to put a kind of crossbody throw in. And not that Hadley can't make that throw, but it is a challenging throw, especially when you got heat behind you. He had two defensive linemen tracking him down.
It's uncomfortable.
He couldn't set his feet at all and make a good, strong throw. So
we're trying to get a number on who's injured down on near the 33-yard line, but you want to talk about now is the time for the Eagles defense to make a play because they have had opportunities to try to get an interception and turn over the ball, but they haven't been able to succeed on those. As that was Braylon Dyson down, and he walks gingerly over to the sideline.
3 times JFK has had an opportunity to walk away with a pick.
So they punted once so far in this half.
Who was it last week? Was it Easton made that pick?
Yes, it was Easton that made the pick and ran to the other side, and that granted them another score after that interception. But first down and 10 here for the Green Wave on the 40. 9:43 on the clock for the rest of this game. Hutchinson back to pass again. Looking again, and it's going to be incomplete. Pass intended for Langenbrunner.
And that's a huge play. And is it Valent again? It was. Thomas Valent comes away, and instead of going for the hit, he goes for the ball and just tries to break it up.
So the ball was over the head of Langenbrunner anyway. Unless he was 7 foot, he wasn't going to be able to make that catch.
Got his hand on it.
He did get his hand on it.
You know the rule is, right?
Yep.
If you get your hand on it, you better catch it.
Second down and 10 here. Receivers on the left and right, 4 in total, 2 on either side. Hutchinson with a back to his right hip. Hutchinson back to pass again, being pressured as he sends another deep pass, and it will be incomplete. Was in the hands of, again, his main receiver, Moore.
Yeah, Moore had that. Hutchinson just threw it over by about a step. If he just let it have a little bit more air, Moore is still running.
Hutchinson has had quite the night tonight. He's been throwing some very nice passes, but it's just been a game of inches. And I know we're not playing golf, but it's been a game of inches over the course of tonight.
You've seen Any Given Sunday, haven't you?
Yes.
The inches we need are everywhere around us.
I love the references. 9:32 on the clock, 8 play clock down to 7. Third down and 10. Hutchinson waiting the snap in the same formation. Hutchinson back to pass, looking again down the side. And intercepted by Smith down the right sideline. Antonio Smith running it all the way down to the 10-yard line. What did I say? A pick is what they needed, and a pick is what they got.
Exactly what they got. Just what the doctor ordered. Mikey, what do you got?
He was sitting on that the whole way because the quarterback eyeballed, and it was his main guy. Smith says, "Oh, you're going to go at me one more time? Ha-ha! I'm going to pick this one and put us in position."
Antonio Smith, he had a big play on offense, and now he has a big play on defense. Cutting in front of the receiver to take it all the way to the 10.
Smith calls for the Happy Meal through the drive-thru, and he got an extra toy in that one.
Whew. Tension just built by absolute miles over here at the Red Riders field.
The ball's on the 10-yard line.
So Rossi moving under center, 3 backs behind him, and as now hands it off to Hadley, as they haven't done that so far this half. And Hadley's going to try to drive forward, but again, this Greenway defense, they're not going to let him go easily.
No, this is where big boy football gets played, down between the 10 and the goal line. And just like I called a little bit earlier, and listen, Newark has been doing a great job with these play fakes that are opening up the receivers. I think it's there for JFK right now. I think if they wanted a little play action RPO, Hadley would have it wide open.
So Hadley again back farthest, but Rossi under center. As Rossi will take the snap, and again this time hand it to Hozo as he tries to knife through the defensive line and dive forward for a slew of yardage. And even though it was first down and goal, second down and goal, it's now third down and goal. Now they're on the 3-yard line.
You got to come away with 6 here. 3 doesn't do anything for your appetite.
And I'm marking them down on the 4-yard line to be specific. So Hozo hasn't had too many rushes tonight, but when he has had them, they've been pretty powerful. And they'll mark it officially a 5-yard rush down on the 3-yard line like mentioned before. Same formation. In the back goes Rossi, Hozo, Rivera, Hozo, and Hadley. As now they give it to Hadley as he knifes forward, but doesn't get the score. He was very close as the Green Wave stopped him mere about a yard before the goal line.
Mike, did Hadley get picked up and spun around, or are my eyes deceiving me?
The Green Wave, absolutely. Their defensive players got underneath them and just lifted them off the ground. Just outside of a yard here as they're facing 4th and a little over 1.
Well, they're definitely going to go for it here if you know Dom Prologo.
These are the moments you miss the Iceman.
Oh,
Michael Morrow.
Shout out to him. 4th down and 1. 7:21 on the clock. Hadley under center, and he's going to keep it himself. He's being pushed. Is he being pushed into the end zone? We'll see what the call is. And touchdown! Warren JFK with a score. That's a QB sneak 1-yard tutty for Caleb Hadley.
That is all those squats. That's all those reps, the deadlifts in the dead of summer in the heat, those extra sprints. The offensive line did that solely, and Hadley just rode into the sunset.
13.
Those legs never stopped churning. He kept pumping, breaks away just at the end to land over the goal line.
Hadley giving all he's got. As now there's a flag on the play.
Okay, so
we'll see what the
guys,
call is here.
You know what I'm going to say here.
I know what you're going to say. And it will be up against Newark Catholic. Are they?
I'm just thinking.
Go for 2.
I'm thinking go for 2.
It was offsides.
Now you're at the 1-yard line. No, they're going for 1.
So Don Proloco, contrary to popular belief, he's going to play safe here.
I'd go for it.
Sarosh Sheth for the extra point. And I don't think they even accepted the penalty. As the ball is snapped, kick is up, and the kick is good. Sarosh Sheth kicking the extra point to get him a full score ahead. 14-7, 7-12 remaining here in the 4th quarter. We'll be right back after this.
We are Kent State in the Valley. Start and finish one of more than 25 bachelor's or associate degree programs, or start one of Kent State's 280 majors. With low tuition, public, and plenty of scholarship opportunities, we will help you maximize your education and minimize student debt. Enjoy the benefits of a smaller campus with all the opportunities of a large university. Save money, stay close to home. Apply today by visiting kent.edu/Trumbull.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Mill Creek Metro Parks is your park for all seasons. Make a memory in the park. Plan your visit today at millcreekmetroparks.org.
All it took was 4 plays with the help of an interception return from Antonio Smith. And Smith didn't even provide any sort of play on offense. He just got the defensive play down the field. And then it was a 2-yard run from Hadley, a 5-yard run from Hozo, a 3-yard run from Hadley, and then a 1-yard touchdown sneak from Caleb Hadley.
I feel like I've read this script before somewhere. Feels an awful lot like last Saturday night.
Seems very familiar. As now the squib kick is going to be underway as that bounces around and goes into the hands of Moore. And Moore going to be tackled down on the 36-yard line.
How ironic is it that the guy you don't want to kick it to, the ball ends up in the hands of?
Well, the special teams unit for Warren JFK has been pretty decent so far. And now they continue on and will be marked down on the 37-yard line. So the Green Wave trying to get an opportunity here to tie it up. So 7:06 on the clock. Green Wave's shot. They're trying to even the score. Hutchinson with it back to his right hip. Hutchinson back to pass, being pressured.
Oh, good.
And now
read.
Hutchinson going in the middle, but it goes to a wide open Fink. And Fink going down the sideline, out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
So here is where things got interesting. Rivera breaks through and then sees the back leak out. Rivera follows him all the way out because Hutchinson looked right at that back for the screen. And they still got the first down, but that would have been a heck of a lot worse.
15-yard reception, now down on the 48-yard line. Hutchinson again back to pass as he completes it again, this time to Moore, but Moore is upheld over at the 44-yard line.
So this is where the Green Wave are going to have the underneath. JFK is going to give them the underneath. They're not going to get beat deep. They do not. You call it no doubles in baseball. You're not going to get anything over your head.
Their pass game has been pretty substantial thus far. And now, with 2nd down and 6 to go, 6:31 on the clock, the Green Wave gaining momentum here. You got Fink on the lower end and Moore in the slot. As now Hutchinson back to pass, being pressured, and it's brought up, and what a hit to break up the pass. And guess who? The fireman. The fireman coming. Knocking it out of the hands of this time. I believe it was Moore about to make the catch and who knocked it incomplete. Down again. Repeat, 3rd down and 6 on the 44.
And that is big in so many different levels because now the receivers are going to hear footsteps. They're going to be seeing ghosts out there.
These big hits have come in handy. 6:18 stopped clock. 3rd and 6 on the 44. Hutchinson with a back to his left. Hutchinson back to pass, being pressured by Rivera. He pump fakes, he rolls left, and he's going to be throwing it out of bounds. It's almost picked off, but it is dropped incomplete. I don't know what the play was there.
Did he throw that left-handed?
I think he did. He tried to get it out somehow. He didn't want a loss of yardage, and that brings up 4th down and 6.
Wow. I think he just tried to throw that left-handed.
Update over on New Bremen versus Lima, 42-28. New Bremen up with about 6 minutes to go.
He did. He tried to throw that left-handed.
Well, makes it
little
incomplete.
Patrick Mahomes-esque.
He tried. Did everything. They tried to give everything he's got, but they're going to punt it away here.
They were going for it.
It was close.
Oh,
it looked like
I thought they were going for it. Keep your eye out here.
Mason Hackett back to punt. And there's nobody back to receive for Warren JFK as Hackett's going to boot this one away, and it might drop down just short.
Oh, what?
And it's going to drop down at the 8-yard line. So it landed at the 5, but back spun onto the 8. So there's nobody back for the Eagles to receive the punt.
Okay, so the good news here, Dom, is you got 92 yards to go. That doesn't sound like good news, but with 6 minutes, if you put a sustainable drive together, the clock is dead. It's done.
You can wind off that clock. You can take all those 6 minutes off the clock. And even though Newark Catholic has 3 of their timeouts, Kennedy with 1, you can still try to wind down that time as much as you can. Go ahead.
So you think that every 3 downs is 2 minutes of game clock. You can get, if you get 4 first downs on this drive, 40 yards, you go 40 yards, you're not even at midfield yet. And this game's over.
Hadley under center again. Behind him is Hozo, and behind Hozo is Smith. Hadley handing it off to Smith as he tried to break, and he shakes away from a tackle, cuts the other way, going down the far sideline. He goes to the 15, cuts back and spins around and goes and ends up at the 20-yard line. I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a run from Smith.
Football IQ, stay in bounds. You see those numbers, you've gone far enough. It's kind of like when you're giving directions to somebody. If you see the McDonald's, you've gone too far.
20-yard line is where they will stand. A 12-yard run from Smith as he looked like he was dead to right, spins around, moves to the other side, spins off another tackler, and leans forward. And what did we mention before? They always lead forward with these runs, and that's why right there. They set themselves up in great position. And now with 5:25 to go, the Eagles are trying to hold this lead out. Hadley under center again, now going to hand it off to over to Easton as he runs on the right side and gets tackled, brought down on the 21 or 22-yard line.
So
they give him the 22.
Yeah, they're going to give him, a yard?
So Rivera and Smith coming into the game, likely for Hozo and maybe Easton. And yeah, it will be Hozo and Easton. So 2nd down and 9, a 1-yard gain.
So they're going to snap this ball with about 4.5 minutes left. And this is what I'm talking about. You get another first down here, it's another 2 minutes off the clock.
On the 21-yard line they go. Solero McCoy on the near side by the sideline, but it most likely will be a running play as Hadley hands it off over to Smith, cutting around again.
Stay in bounds, stay in bounds.
He keeps bouncing out, and he stays in bounds. The clock continues to run. And I'm trying to get a spot of where he was knocked out of bounds. It looks like the 26, so it was a 5-yard gain. Mark it to the 27.
So this will take us under 4 minutes and 3rd and 3.
A 6-yard run for 6. As now it's 3rd down and 4 to go. 4:04 and counting. They're eating away at this clock, like we've mentioned. And now the Eagles have a 3rd down play here to try to continue on this drive with Smith behind Hadley.
Big play here, 3rd and 4.
Hadley under center, waiting to call. And now he hands it to Smith. He cuts inside instead of bouncing outside, and he's going to be driven back behind the line.
Yeah, this is punt all day. And if I were Newark, I would probably take a timeout here. Because you're going to get under the 3-minute mark. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. 2-yard loss, but yeah, continue on that.
So now you get under the 3-minute mark by the time the punt is booted away, and maybe even under the 2:50 mark by the time it's fielded and you get on the field.
So Bulchek back to punt.
If I'm Bulchek, I'm going out of bounds here.
And they have Hackett back to receive the punt. 3:05 and counting. They're letting this play wind down to the nitty-gritty as Bulchek punts this one away.
That's not out of bounds.
And it's right dead center in the field as now Hackett lets it go, and it rolls and rolls and rolls and ends up on about the 40-yard line.
2:47 on the game clock, and they have less than 60 yards to go.
So 6 plays, and they're out. Now, 5 plays, and now the defense has to show up here for Warren JFK. But Newark Catholic, if they keep getting that pass operation moving, it could be a very, very easily tied game right now.
If I'm JFK, show me they can beat me with the run while I'm defending the pass.
Hutchinson again in shotgun. 2:47 on the clock. And the clock starts now. Hutchinson back to pass, looking for someone, being pressured by Rossi, and he's looking for a little bit of a shove, and it's picked off by a fireman. Ambrose Hozo getting the pick with 2:40 to go on the game clock.
And that's a pressure pick right there because got the dogs. Mike, what did you see down there?
He absolutely read the quarterback who, again, tried to make something out of nothing, and when he chucked it up, Hozo knew right where it was going and just cuts in front of the receiver and makes the pick. They may have dropped 3 earlier, but the last 2 that they've seen, ball security has been big for JFK.
So now you have 1st and 10 on the Green Wave side of the field. There's 3 timeouts.
2:40 to go. 14-7. Ambrose Hozo with an interception. The second pick of the night, the first one from Smith that led them to their second score. As now taking it is Rossi. And Rossi going around the edge. Oh my goodness, he lowered the shoulder and he keeps driving and driving and driving down to the 29-yard line. Aiden Rossi. Power.
And that is a big first down. And not only does it do that, but it sets the tone. Mikey, you had to hear that clack on the sideline.
Well, I did. I'll tell you what, that is a great piece of running. And the other thing that makes that interesting is he absolutely had to fight to stay in bounds because the Green Wave were trying to push him out of bounds, and he was determined he was going to stay in there. And I'm shocked that they are not using their timeouts.
They're going to use the timeout after this if they don't get a first down.
2:14 on the game clock. It continues to go down. On the 29-yard line they stand. Rossi back to receive the snap and shotgun as he takes the high snap and takes it towards around the A gap, and he ends up at around the 28-yard line. Timeout is taken.
Yep. We're going to keep it here.
Yes. But oh my goodness, you want to talk about a powerful run? We've had a couple tonight, but that was probably the biggest run of the night from the Eagles.
That's a statement. I mean, to me, the biggest run is obviously the Smith touchdown.
The touch,
but you look at, that's a statement run. That's Ambrose Hozo says, or I'm sorry, Aiden Rossi says, you are not going to take me down. I'm going to put this game on my shoulders, move the chains, and make you make a difficult decision of either calling the timeout now or you're going to have to wait it out. But with 1:59, basically the 2-minute warning here, I mean, Newark can't be talking about a whole heck of a lot on that sideline other than strip the ball.
So on the 28-yard. Oh, excuse me, Mike. Go ahead.
They've got to make a splash play, but if JFK moves his sticks one more time, they can get ready to punch that ticket to Canton next week.
And that game's at 3 o'clock?
Yep. And they will most likely have a rematch from 2 years ago if they are able to punch that ticket.
New Bremen.
New Bremen.
I have that sweatshirt.
I do too.
Guess I don't have to buy a new one.
I guess not. It's the same exact design, probably. 2 minutes to go. 2nd down and 9. Hadley trying to lower down the crowd to try to focus here as they send Dyson in motion. Rossi taking the snap. Rossi going left, bouncing around the outside, trying to stay in bounds. A flag flies, and he's brought down on the 20-yard line. We'll see what the call is here.
Yeah, I think they're going to get a holding. Yep, holding on JFK is what it looks like. Yep. So that does a couple things. That should stop the clock.
And we'll see where they mark it. They have to mark it from the spot of the foul. And then 15 yards back. So it was 1 second down and 9. And it's going to mark him back on the 37-yard line.
You know what they say, Don? They say you'd rather have an ugly win rather than a pretty loss. And right now, JFK, they embody the Mahoning Valley. Grit City, man.
Well,
they are grit and determination right now.
They have had plenty of offensive penalties tonight, but we'll see what they do here. 10 seconds left on the play clock. 1:52 on the game. As now Rossi taking it himself as he faked it to Smith, leading behind his blockers and lowers the shoulder over to about the 36-yard line.
And it's interesting that Rossi looked back. The Eagles are going from right to left. Rossi turns around and looks at the scoreboard and the play clock, as opposed to the forward play clock in the end zone they're heading towards.
So another timeout was taken, 1:44 on the clock. And that'll bring up 3rd down and about
17
to go.
16, I think officially.
Officially 16.
I don't know, though. That seems like a lot more than 6 yards.
So they'll mark him. It was maybe just for a 1-yard gain for Rossi.
So there's one timeout remaining for Newark Catholic. You got to believe they're going to burn it right here. But here's where the chess match comes in. Do you go for a little bit of a kind of same scenario, make it 4-down territory?
Have to.
You're at the 35, 36-yard line.
36-yard line.
Punt doesn't do, or you make him go 99 yards.
3rd and 16, Hadley awaiting the snap as he takes it, drops back, faking to Easton, being pressured. Hadley looking, and being taken down by 3 Green Wave players on his own 49-yard line.
And they tried to strip the ball from Hadley, and that answers my question. Now you're at the 50-yard line. You got to punt this. The timeout was taken with 1:38. But now the Green Wave have no timeouts. So what do you do if you're JFK? You guard the sidelines, you play it deep after this punt, and they can have the middle of the field because there's no way. I shouldn't say there's no way. There is a 99% chance that they can't score going right up the middle.
Well, during this timeout, Mike, I want to bring it to you. What are your thoughts on this situation right now for both sides of the ball?
Well, we know what the Green Wave's going to do. They've got to chuck it here, and they're going to depend on a sophomore quarterback to beat a senior-laden team. If you're JFK, you want to keep everybody in front of you. You don't want to give up anything deep, and protect the sidelines, because the sidelines actually, you just don't want them to get out of bounds. And I think if you're JFK, you just need some good execution coming up from their defense.
4th down and 30 here. But they're going to punt it away as Freddie Bolchek stands on his own 39. Ball snap from the 50.
Right side is wide open. Bolchek wants to go to that right side. Keep it away from the returner. Get all you can.
See what he does here. The little finesse. It was
he ran into him. There's the flag. That is huge.
The ball is
out.
But it goes out of bounds. So there's a flag. Somebody ran in over on Bolchek.
Is it roughing the kicker or is it running into the kicker?
There's a difference. And it depends on how many yards forward it may go.
Well, one's an automatic 1st down, I believe.
Right. And they're going to maybe make it a 5-yard. They're still communicating on that side and maybe running into the kicker. And they're continuing to discuss here. He leans over towards Prologo to see what he wants to, I guess, do here. But now with 1:30 on the clock, hold on. So they declined. So Mike, give us some intel on what went on down there.
All right, so they discussed it. It was running into the kicker, so it's only a 5-yard penalty. So Don Perlogo said, let's pin them deep and make them drive. Because you don't want to take a chance to re-kick that, and what if they do block at that time?
Hey, interesting. Ball's at the 29.
It was very close to being blocked, and that's why the running into the kicker penalty was called. So now
71 yards separates Newark and a touchdown.
They're marked down on the 24. So 76 as Hutchinson, again, back to pass. He's got to have a string of completions as he sends another pass. And is it picked? Almost intercepted by Smith. It was almost caught by both, I believe, Vallon and Smith, as it was not in the area for any Newark Catholic receiver. The only one that was there fell to the ground.
And that's the trouble, is Newark Catholic has to get to the sideline. Wide open was the middle. If you take the middle, you can dink and dunk it down the field. You got 71 yards to go, a minute 25 to get there.
2nd down and 10 on the 24. Like you said, DJ, a minute 25 on the clock. 14 seconds on the play clock. They have some time to get something going here on the sidelines. Hutchinson takes the pass and rolls back. Green pressured. Hutchinson sending a pass over onto the 26-yard line. And Easton's going to drag him out of bounds. And it'll be a stop clock on
keeping the ball. Wait.
33.
They're keeping the clock running. The referee on the far side was winding it.
Well, the referee on the other, I believe the referee on the other side stopped it.
Yeah, they paused it. They're going to blow it.
So on the 32-yard line they stand, 8-yard gain there over towards the receiver. 3rd down and 2. Kennedy, the Kennedy local over here, is stomping vigorously. 3rd and 2. Hutchinson waiting. Hutchinson back, looking for a receiver. Being pressured. Hutchinson sending a pass in the middle, and it goes in and out of the hands. Oh, my goodness. That was so close. It went in and out of the hands of Grant Moore, who looked like, he would have been tackled inbounds, but it still would have been a huge completion.
And Grant Moore, like the Dixie Chicks, had wide open spaces the rest of the way if he makes that grab.
He was open, but the ball was tipped by the JFK defender, and that's why he didn't come down with it.
Oh, that would have been bad news for JFK. My goodness.
Potentially the last play for Newark Catholic. 4th down and 2.
They just need to move the chains. That's all they need to do. Move the chains.
Hutchinson taking the pass, rolling back.
They're going for it all here.
Being pressured, maybe being in the middle. Hutchinson trying to reach for the 1st down, and he gets it, but he's tackled in bounds. The ball comes out. There's no whistle blown, and now somebody for the Eagles is taking it all the way to the end zone. That's Marcus Kimura, and they're going to signal it a touchdown.
They didn't mark it down. The referees are talking about it right now. Hutchinson got blasted, lost the football.
And he's
still down.
Still down on the play.
And they are talking about it, still conversing, the officials.
Well, one official says touchdown, but they might bring it back, right?
Well, they're talking about it. You got to let that play develop, and then you can always bring it back.
Don Prologo getting in the heat of the match as he goes back over towards the sideline, tries to get his players over on to the sideline.
So as it stands right now, it is a touchdown. So we're going to put it on the board.
Well, Miller Hutchinson's still down. He's down on the near Kennedy sideline on the 32.
Kennedy showing great sportsmanship and just humanity, taking a knee right as he's right in front of their sideline.
So he's down on that 32. Hopefully he's okay. Everybody waiting patiently to make sure he's okay, and then we'll see what the call is from the referees.
So the referee's gonna make sure that everybody's all right.
Man, he got rocked on that play.
That was a huge hit. I mean, there was a couple Eagles there, and that young man no matter what, has played his heart out. He got the first down, which is all they needed.
And you could hear a pin drop in this area.
Oh yeah, your heart's with this young man. Your thoughts and prayers. And I mean, football is a very physical sport.
It's hard to see this with any player, even for a high school player, much as this quarterback, this fantastic Miller Hutchinson. He's able to get
He's up. That's good. Good news.
But Miller Hutchinson, if that's his last play of the game, what a game from him and what a play from him.
Just a sophomore. That kid's future is as bright as it gets. You know, he's on a great team, a young team. And are they going to sort this out now?
Well, the refs are going back over to the goal line, and I think it will be a score for Warren JFK with 56 seconds to go.
It looks that way.
And it will be.
So a fumble return for a touchdown. Mike?
DJ, I remember you saying something a little bit earlier, so I got to say kudos. Race to 21.
Blackjack.
But Marcus Kimura with the awareness to pick up the ball and run to the end zone is very nice. Extra point up, and the extra point is good. 21-7 with 56 seconds counting down. And when the play mattered the most, the Eagles make a big hit.
Did we see who actually scored the touchdown?
It was Marcus Kimura.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was Kimura that took that. I'm not entirely sure who made the specific hit. Maybe Mike, did you see who made the hit on that lower end?
I did not see who made the hit. I don't know if Kamar may have made the hit and then scooped it up. There was 3 Eagles in that territory. I mean, they absolutely drilled that poor quarterback. And tough play for Newark, but what a play for the JFK Eagles. Their defense twice in this fourth quarter have stepped up. Got the interception to set up their second touchdown, and then your defense seals the deal to give you a shot to win a state championship.
Well, Mike, as you were talking, they said New Bremen is going to be the other team on Saturday at 3 p.m.
Rematch of 2020.
Oh, man.
What a game.
Wow. The excitement. I mean, obviously, your thoughts, and again, you hope that Miller Hutchinson is okay.
Well, thank goodness he was able to walk off on his own power. That's prayers up to him, and he was able to get it. It's always a scary hit.
So the revenge tour for JFK after losing that snowball last year. Looks like they get what they came to get.
As now Hozo made the tackle on the 35-yard line for, I believe, again, Grant Moore. And you got to give credit where credit is due on Newark Catholic. The game's not over yet. It's still open. You got 51 seconds yet. Anything can happen. But
you got no timeouts.
At this point, though, you got to give credit over to Grant Moore. You had Cooper Fink, and especially Miller Hutchinson for a great combination of some great plays, as well with Mason Hackett. So I believe their backup will be in the game right now. And this is going to be a pass over and complete over towards their tight end onto the opposing 49-yard line. Good sequence there, as that was a pass complete to Langenbrunner.
Yeah, and they got to get on the ball, spike it.
And that was Hackett with the pass there.
And Hackett spikes it, and 40 seconds left on the game clock, and standing between Warren JFK and another trip to the state championship. Mike, we talked about it, kind of hopeful about it. 3 teams, JFK, Canfield, South Range, all going to the state championship this year.
Let's take over Canton next weekend. I'm all for it.
I like that.
The invasion begins.
First down and 10 here. As now this pass will be intercepted from Hackett, and that's going to write a finish. And that was Smith with his second interception of the game.
Can we give him the MVP?
I would like to.
I think that seals the deal. That young man has been all over the place. He has written his name all over the history books here tonight.
Well, Antonio Smith had 2 picks. That last one coming in some would say garbage time. but he had that 62-yard run in the first quarter for the first score. The extra point being good there. Then he had another pick to set up the second score. And then he gets a pick to certify the Canton trip. Hadley takes a knee, and that'll do it. 27 seconds countdown on the game clock, but the play clock at 34. And congratulations to Warren JFK moving on to the state championship game up against New Bremen, a rematch of 2 years ago. And Newark Catholic, congratulations to that school for an amazing season. Their final record will fall to 11-2. And Warren JFK going to 14-1 and a trip to Canton.
Let's take a break while Mike gets some interviews down there, and we award the MVP, brought to you by our friends from Toyota of Warren.
We believe expectations are made to be exceeded. At the new Toyota of Warren, it's about more than just getting a great deal. It's about service you can count on.
We're going to grab Antonio and Coach for sure.
We've done what we do best. We've gone the extra mile so you could too. Because we know it's just not about buying a new car. It's the start of a new adventure. Toyota of Warren, driven by you.
Well, congratulations again to both sides of the ball. An amazing season. Congratulations to Newark Catholic, and it looked like Miller Hutchinson was able to walk off with his team right here after giving each other high fives. He looks to be jogging back over to the other side of the end zone, so he seems to be okay. And like we mentioned, we'll get an interview here soon with Mike Ackelson and a couple of players for Warren JFK as the Eagles huddle up over near the opposing 15-yard line to congratulate each other, pat each other on the back, give each other a hug. For they're going to Canton.
Another business trip to Canton
next week. What a game we had here tonight at Orville.
I mean, not as suspenseful, I guess, at the end of the game as it was last week against Danville, but those tickers still recovering from last Saturday and from Thursday at Thanksgiving and all that turkey. Probably not for the faint of heart, and probably need a day of rest tomorrow.
This is the first time this entire season that Newark Catholic was held to single digits.
Wow.
The lowest point total that they were able to get was 17, up against Licking Heights. And the Eagles are doing their infamous jumping jacks.
The Eagle Jacks.
The Eagle Jacks. We love the Eagle Jacks. But Newark Catholic, on their season, they forced 444 points and only allowed 100. And I don't know about you, but that speaks volumes towards this Eagle defense.
Well, I think this whole team is kind of made up of the Blue Storm, the defense. That's what they've hung their hat on all year. People say, well, they don't have the offense to get there. I disagree. I think Antonio Smith is really, really etching his name into those history books, like I said earlier. And, when you look back at this game, his name's all over the paper.
So 2 INTs from Smith and a touchdown run for him from 62 yards out. You want to go back to that touchdown run. I mean, he ran away from everybody. He broke through so many different lanes, and he was able to just run away from the entire green wave.
For the kids at home, it was like he glitched from the backfield of the offense to the backfield of the defense, and nobody could catch him after that.
So they're having their post-game talk right now, huddling up on the 30-yard line.
Let's catch up on some comments here while we can. Luann says, Blue Pride. Let's go Eagles from Deanna Curry. Robert Byers, all JFK. And, everybody else, I appreciate it. We appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight.
Much appreciation to everybody tuning in here on the network. We appreciate all of the support. We appreciate you guys tuning in. And it's for people like you to keep us doing what we're doing.
Mike's working his way into that scrum, looks like.
Hey, congratulations. I got Antonio Smith with me. Antonio, talk about your game. Big pick, big touchdown run. How did it all open up for you?
And if it wasn't for my teammates giving me the motivation that I need, this probably wouldn't even happen. I have to give it to my teammates and my coaches for just believing in me and giving me this opportunity to be great.
How about the way they blocked for you on that long touchdown run? It seemed like it just parted open for you.
I love my line, man. They physical, they greedy, and I love it.
What did you see on the interception in the fourth quarter? Because it seemed like you read the quarterback's eyes, and once he went that way, you just made the move.
We've been practicing. I've been watching a lot of film. We've been practicing that comeback route a whole lot. They do a lot of comeback routes on the single side, and I just knew what it was from the snap of the ball. So then, and it was third down, and I had to know the stick. So I'm like, oh yeah, it's a comeback, and I just played it from there.
The revenge tour continues. You get rid of this team. Now you move on to states, and you get the team that you played a couple years ago.
We've been wanting them, but we're going to get them. That's it.
All right, man. Thank you, Antonio. Thank you, congratulations. Have a great week. We're looking forward to you next week down in Canton.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
There you go. Antonio, very happy with that. We're going to grab Coach Perlogo here.
Take a real quick picture.
Absolutely, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Coach got to take a picture with the family first. So we're going to grab Mr. Valent. Boy, you lowered the boom out there a couple times. Talk about the way your defensive effort to hold this team to 7 points.
That's crazy, just thinking about it, because they're a heck of a team. And coming in this game, we prepared so hard for them, and we worked really hard to be here. And I'm excited the way we came out and played.
What does it mean to get back to states?
It means everything, not just to get back to states, but to get New Bremen, because we've been there before and we lost bad. I have a screenshot on the YSN interview. I talked about this of the scoreboard, and I've seen it every day when I wake up. I worked so hard to get back to this game, and now we're here, and I'm going to keep working hard to win this.
What was the key for your defense? Because it seemed like they could pass, but in the fourth quarter, everything changed and kind of went your way.
Yeah, we knew 16 is a heck of a running back, and if we stopped him, that's not their game, really. And we came in, and we knew they were going to throw the ball, too, and they got great speed. But we came ready for the challenge. We had a great week of practice.
Well, congratulations. Can't wait to see you in Canton next Saturday.
Thank you.
All right. All right. My man, Coach Perlogo. All right, buddy. Way to go. Talk about the way this game developed. You said when we talked briefly right before you went in at half, there were some things you had to clean up. Boy, that defensive effort in the second half was outstanding.
Can't say enough about our kids on defense. I thought our kids up front did a great job. Take away their run game. Nobody's done that all year. And it forced them into a pass game. And then our kids up front pressured the heck out of that quarterback. And, I think we caught maybe as many passes as they did the second half.
Antonio said on his interception, he knew it was coming. He had watched enough film. He knew it was coming. And it looked like the quarterback kind of eyeballed because that was his favorite receiver. Wow, what a play.
It was a great play. It was a fantastic play, as was Tommy's play, to come up, make a big hit, cause a fumble. We pick it up and we score. Those are things we practice and things that our kids really work hard on. And I'm excited for them, how hard they played and how hard they worked this year to get this opportunity to go play for a state title.
I like what you said to him. There's a lot of unfinished business. And you absolutely, who you're playing next week. What does this mean to get another shot at them?
Well, they're a great program. And they come from a great league. There's some tradition in that, a lot of tradition in that league. Obviously, they have tradition. They won a state title 2 years ago. And, we need to go show up and play. And we need to play with an effort probably better than what we saw tonight.
How about this group getting back there? Just everything they've gone through this year. Because everybody wrote them off. Let's be honest. They didn't think that they were going to be here. This group, man, gritty as they can come.
Our senior class is great leaders. They're all legacy kids. Their parents all went to this school. They care more than anybody about getting Kennedy back to a state title and winning one.
How fast do you go to work on the next game?
As soon as I get done with the bus ride. I'm going to enjoy it on the bus ride. As soon as I get off the bus, it's time to go to work.
There you go, Coach. We appreciate it. We'll see you in Canton next week.
We will.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Great seeing you.
Nice seeing you. There you have it. Coach Perlogo just telling us like it is, man. He's going to work probably as soon as he gets home. And I know him. He's a great film studier. This is going to be outstanding just to watch how this all breaks down, guys. But what an effort by JFK tonight as they go back to the state championship game.
Well, 3 great interviews, 3 great people. Unbelievable night tonight over here in Orrville. But that'll do it here for us on YSN Live. We appreciate all of your support. Like I mentioned before, 21-7, the final score. Warren JFK going to play New Bremen in Canton, Ohio. For myself, Dom O'Brien, DJ Oakley, and then we had Mike Ackelson on the sideline. We appreciate all your support, and we will see you next week. And what do we say, DJ?
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Good night, everybody.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation.